Yeah, so I've been thinking about my new character I'm going to roll.
I have I have another character idea brewing as well, just in case.
Are they going to be luckier than the last characters?
They
Well,
better be. You can't get
our
much
characters are
unluckier.
still alive so far, so
Nowhere to go but up.
That's right. Nowhere to go but up.
Okay. I think we have everyone.
Yeah, I'm streaming already.
Awesome. Save some time.
Streaming all over the place.
Okay.
What happened last time?
That is a great question. Matt, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, really? Okay. We started. We started figuring out where we wanted to. Hold on. So we started like in an alleyway chatting, and I and Jordan went off to go get information on a safe house that I had sent feelers out for. So Jordan and I went to this marketplace area, the trade district, and met up with. Along the way, I took on a persona of Lord Ermenard, or Ermenard rather, Lord Ermenard. And Jordan stayed in the shadows, and unbeknownst to me, we were being tailed. But I met up with this person, and he hooked me up with an address for a safe house and said there were some supplies being sent to that location. After I left that guy, I noticed that there were people watching me, while Jordan had already spotted them and identified multiple people that were watching my movements.
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna have Jordan pick it up from there. Jordan, what happened next?
And Jordan's on mute. Jordan got visual confirmation of a measle in a wicker basket backpack. And at that point, I decided the most interesting and valuable thing to do was to understand where the source of the measles came from. So I tracked them across the city. I identified their warehouse layer/base, and then I made it back to the group and reported this information.
All right. And I'm going to go with Aragnis. What happened next?
I think, let's see. So, Matt met with his contact and got information as to where we could visit a safe house and safely stow away myself, Darrogate, and Jordan, while the other two go and meet up with their contacts with Morlag there.
Yep. Hey, Darrogate, anything you can tell us about the safe house?
Well, I don't think anything really stood out to me about it, other than it's just kind of there was a safe house with like 3 beds and some supplies for a couple of weeks in it, and I think we were all shut away in there.
Yep.
while they went
Clearly
to the end.
for like potentially a long haul, right?
There
Yeah,
was
I have 2 weeks
food,
in my head. I'm not sure if I'm making that up or if it was really 2
No.
weeks though.
The establishment is like a laundromat sort of place, I think, or a
Okay.
like
Okay.
Majorites were doing the
Cleaning.
mending
Yep.
and the other spell that I can't remember.
Regic Regic saw a person tailing him and ended up being a young lady. And he wasn't able to capture her or keep her in his presence, and she took off.
Mhm.
Which brings us to Regic. Why don't you take it up from there? Because you and
I mean,
Kraz,
that's a
in the
common theme,
guys-
right? Regic not keeping track of his ladies.
True story there.
Hooray.
So my friend Kraz and I went to the meetup, well, the hotel we were given, where we were introduced to the pilot and co-pilot of was it Windsong? I can't remember.
Cloud Song.
Cloud Song, and we agreed to help them commandeer our own airship. But while we were discussing what we were going to do, suddenly a little dude came running in and found a secret passage to rush the girls out. Before we could do anything, two people walked in, one being a robot and the other being this, she was cute, but she had a kind of scar on her face. And then they were looking for Hadim, and I forgot Kraz's friend's name, Gorlag.
Yeah.
And they found us. We shape changed into different people, and then they brought in a couple of telepaths to interrogate us to figure out what the hell's going on, and that's where we left off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. And so, as you were both set down, right at the end, you could hear each of you telepathically the Kalishtar in front of you speaking and telling you that they would be interrogating. So, where we're going to start? Oh, go ahead. Yep.
We have
if you
our
have
inspiration
anything
back.
else to- Yes,
Right.
you do. Everyone
And,
should recheck that.
I noticed that you, I think, synchronized me from D&D Beyond, and my hit points were brought back down to like 20 something, so I had to change my hit points back to the 1 hit point.
Oh, well, we were having a problem with that, weren't we? Where your hit points were just resetting. I haven't actually.
No, because I keep track of my hit points in combat also on D&D Beyond, so it synchronizes. But I didn't do my long rest on D&D Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah. No one has taken a long rest yet.
No. Why would you have resync though?
I didn't.
Yeah,
I think Nate
I
did.
haven't. No, I
didn't think you did.
Maybe it
so.
auto resyncs.
I don't know, and that's interesting because I remember when we did the battle with the measles, your hit points kept resetting.
Huh.
Okay. Then
We'll keep an eye on it.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
In a way, it's like a form of invincibility.
Well, this is a form of vulnerability in this case.
Yeah.
When I see servitors,
It's like a handicap.
my blood drains.
Yep, exactly. Okay. So, all right. So everyone, we kind of have a good idea of where we are. So this is going to be Matt, keep me honest, session 15 or 16?
Yes, 15.
15 sounds right.
15. And this particular game is also going to be our last game before we break for the holidays. So it will have a little bit of a more special significance than most of our other sessions. So where I want to start is I want to take a look at the city. As Kraz and Regic, under the guise of Lord Ermenard and his servant, are sitting down and mentally establishing that link with the Kalishtar. And as Dirogate, Aragnis, and Jordan are getting ready to sit down for a long rest, anxious to hear what happens, uncertain about what direction they will take and how they will get out of the city without Dirogate or others being spotted. We start as we look at the city of Gatherhold in a crowded inn down by the docks. Anyone who's spent any time in the city over the last several days has felt the tension, the unrest. Trade has come to a halt. Respectable traders, merchants, people who depend on the services of the dragon-marked houses, or even those of more conventional means. All of their trade has ground to a halt, with little to no explanation. And yet, the city itself is helping to enforce these rules. Mutterings can be heard. Men and women sit huddled at tables, talking with each other, the mutterings growing louder. Outside the dock district, you see people spilling out of a tavern as a fight has broken out. People pouring out, and you can feel their frustration as they cheer. It doesn't even matter, like, who wins the fight. But they want action. They want something to happen. And so the entire crowd is cheering. Up walk soldiers, city guards. It's their duty to keep the city safe, to maintain order. Suddenly, as they start to approach, someone, no one sees who, but a bottle goes flying, hits the captain, who was trying to calm the fight down. Blood sprays from his mouth. He turns his head and tries to stop, but immediately his 14 soldiers charge the crowd. And it is at that point that something breaks in the city. Violence starts springing up, as if the city itself can feel this one moment, this one breaking point, because other areas start to pop. Crowds flood the street. Orders come down to enforce a curfew, that the streets are to be cleared immediately. But there is nothing stopping this crowd. They are riled. They are frustrated. Over in even the more respectable side, windows break. And we see a back door open on a shop. Inside that shop, you see the corpse, the bloodied corpse of a gnoll. Beside him is the corpse of an orc. Between the two of them lie 9 bodies. But slumped in his chair, with a dagger in his neck, you see the body of Morlag. You can hear the looting in the front of his shop. His liquor cabinet is taken. And that is just one section of this city. Soon enough, the first fire breaks out. And where that happens, more panic. Soon, the entire city streets are chaos. And that's where we start. As Aragnis, Jordan, and Derogate, your entire building is shaken as some impact hits the building. Everything is shaking, and immediately chaos breaks out. You can't really see what's happening because the whole intent of your safe house is to prevent anyone from seeing in. You have the false door up front. What are you doing?
I'm gonna find like a door frame to get underneath after I dash and grab some of the food and put it in a bag.
Okay. Derogate, you hear shouting and sounds. You hear a scream, and it sounds like it's coming from right below you.
Does everybody hear the sound?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, like, does anybody see, something like some sort of door below us? There's some sound below us. Are we upstairs?
You guys are upstairs, so you are above, like, the tailor shop.
Okay.
When whatever hit the building, when it hits, like, the timber shook. Like, whatever it was massive. Dust is falling from the ceiling. And I mean, and that's it. I mean, the building settles fairly quickly, but
Okay.
it was massive.
I'm going to sort of gather my things and get behind, like, some furniture, but where I have a good look at this false door in case something's going to come through or we're about to need to get out of there, I suppose.
All right, Jordan. Oh, go ahead.
Did the scream come directly after the crash, or was there time in between?
There was time in between.
Okay. And do we hear like any pounding aside for like with the scream, or
You are starting to hear the murmur and swelling volume of a crowd. And I mean, even if you've never been through like a mob or riots or looting, there's no mistaking the sound of dozens of angry voices yelling. And so you know, without question, that there is a crowd gathering.
Maybe we should barricade the door.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should get something to move it in front of the door.
I'm not sure what sort of.
What do you want to do, Jordan?
There's no windows in this room. It's an interior room.
Correct.
Do I believe
It's
it
a
to be
room inside of a room.
a room inside of a room? Is it in the top floor of this building? We go
Yes,
up
but
or down?
they did show you that there are places where you can look out. There are peepholes and things for you to be able to keep an eye.
Okay.
And so you can check nearly every side of the building.
Okay. Then that is what we want to do. And is there a peephole that observes like the egress into the room, like the hallway or the corridor that comes up to it?
So imagine you're standing in the room, and let's just say like the north side is where you come in, and that is your egress. To the west of you were more shops. To the east of you is a not really a main street, but a rather large throughway. So your shop kind of sits on the corner. But this street is maybe wide enough for a cart to get through, but not two carts side by side.
Okay.
And then the south is another much larger street, which could comfortably have multiple carts side by side, and it's the storefront.
Okay. So, yeah, the south front street is probably where most of the noise can be heard coming from.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's where I want to go to watch, but the north side, which was our egress into the space, I mean, our room didn't open right onto the street, right?
It did not.
We went through some hallways and interior spaces to get here.
It's stairs.
Stairs, okay.
So
Is there a hidey hole that observes the stairwell?
Mhm.
Okay.
on the north side.
So, on the north side. So, Duragate, can you observe the staircase for anything coming in? We're going to need as much warning as we can get. And
Yeah,
I'll go to the south side, and I want to see whatever there is to see out front.
Even as you are giving your orders and talking, you hear the unmistakable sound of glass shattering. And you know it's the big glass pane on the south side.
Right.
So as you guys look at each other and head to your respective spots, now, Aragnis, where the peepholes end up being is you have one on the southeast side, one directly in the middle on the south, and one on the southwest, as well as the north side to look at the fake entryway.
Okay.
And there's one on east and west as well. So you actually have three on the main street. Jordan, which one are you taking on the south? Middle, southeast, southwest?
I'll just take the middle, I guess.
Okay. Where are you going, Aragnis?
And the other thing that I'm going to ask you to describe in the room is, what's our ceiling situation made of?
So the ceiling is probably going to be beams supporting like almost like an Adobe style house, right? So it is like a.
I mean, are we in an
mix of
attic
mud.
or are we in like a
Yeah,
finished room?
No,
Okay.
it is finished, but I mean it's like Adobe walls.
Right.
So there are exposed beams.
Right.
And then it's
But
just
are we looking at the underside of the clay tiles for the ceiling, or the
There's
clay
no-
shingles?
right? This building, I don't believe I said had tiles. This one does
Okay.
not have tiles.
I know you said that was prevalent
Yeah.
throughout the city, but
Yeah,
so what's the construction of this building? Is it reasonable that we could scale and make a hole through the ceiling and exit that way?
you wouldn't have any other like it would be the same as going through a wall. It would be difficult,
Okay, so
because
this is
Adobe
this is mudded.
pretty-
This is stuccoed over. It's a
Yep.
it's a finished ceiling, and then there's whatever the outer.
Yep, it's the
you know,
same on
roofing
the ceiling
material
as it
is.
is the walls. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. No, that's fine.
I'll take the front egress.
Derogate has that.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Okay.
I'll take southeast, I guess.
Okay. So with the southeast, and actually both of you, south and southeast, you can see that there is a downed beast of some kind. You can't even tell what it was, but it has been driven into like the southeast corner. You can only see part of it, but what you can see is there is a lot of destruction. It knocked down, the like this lamp post, crashing that into the shop. It is up against the shop, and there is a lot of blood on the street. So whatever happened to that thing, it's down. It's not moving. It's not getting up.
Okay.
The other thing that you see are torches. You see people running. Now, it's not a huge crowd yet, but it is growing. And you can definitely see, especially Jordan, you can definitely see that people are going inside. People are going in and out. Some people are leaving with things, and some
so it's
people
the
are...
usual expected looting type riot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
I'm conveying this as I'm seeing it. The building's been compromised.
The lamppost or whatever, are those commonly do those have like a flame or something, or
Those
they
are
mundane in that
very they're very common around Eberron in that they are an ever burning flame.
okay? Can't remind me. Can an ever burning flame cause a fire? It's an illusionary spell, right? Get how that works.
Continual flame, I think, is what. But it creates no heat and uses no oxygen. You're correct.
Okay, so the lamppost falling against the building, etc., is not at
Right.
risk for causing a fire. Okay,
Yep.
because that's one of my chief concerns right now. Short of somebody storming up the staircase and trying to get in our space, is if the buildings
A lot of people
start
have
catching
torches.
fire.
Derogate. You see 3 people moving around the north side of the building, looking through windows. A couple of them bypass the stairs a couple of times before one of them finally takes the stairs.
Is this
Alright.
an open stair, like an outside staircase?
Yeah, it is. It's got rails, but yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to tell everybody what I see. There's some guys. They found the staircase, and it looks like one of them's come up the stairs. Have they noticed the door at the top of the stairs? Is it disguised at all?
The door at the top of the stairs, it just looks like a regular door,
Okay.
and
And it
there
comes
is like
straight
a
into the
small
room?
candle, like burning, like it looks like just a regular house, because the front, that false front, makes it just look like a like an apartment or something above. And as you're watching, you will have to switch to a different peek hole.
Mhm.
but as you move over, you see the person try the door, which is locked. And then they bang loudly on the door. And they're trying to peek in the windows to see, trying the door again.
Can I make an intuitive understanding? Are the people that are in residence around here, are they fleeing their homes or are they hunkering in place? Some of both. Do I have enough information to decide what the people are doing? So I mean, not everyone is a rioter.
Yeah. It's hard to say because you definitely see a very broad range of people. These aren't just like ruffians. There are people who are dressed better than your common laborer. You definitely see a lot of bottles of alcohol carried by some, torches by others, but there's not a lot of your common folk, if you will.
Can I?
So they either left or they're hiding.
Go ahead,
But I-
Irrigate.
I think I'm going to try and use minor illusion and make the sound of a looter outside. Calling out like, "Hey, I found the loot over here." Off in the distance to sort of draw them away to see if there's easy pickings over there.
Okay. Is that that's a cantrip, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I am going to have you also roll a deception to accompany it. So you'll cast your minor illusion to create a sound, but go ahead and roll a deception as well.
All right. Let me see if I can. That's right. No. How do I cast when I'm not in combat?
You could just go to your character sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and
You don't have to do it with a cantrip. You can just link it like you did.
yeah,
There's no
Okay, there we go.
attack on it.
right, exactly. But you still need to get to your character sheet to go to your attributes and then roll your deception.
Hit deception, yeah, on the attribute page.
Ooh, good roll. Hopefully.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, that's just lovely. There we go. Okay. All right. As you cast your spell, and you create the sound, he definitely turns. He looks and moves down the stairs. So he abandons the door, moves down the stairs. Now, Aragnis and Jordan, roll a perception for me, please.
Oh.
On my best work.
I get a 1d4.
Ooh,
10. Or no, 7.
7.
7. Very poor.
T4. Okay.
Sure,
Alright.
what you're expecting us to see, but if it's not a meteor coming from the sky, probably missed it.
Derogate, when you see him leave, where you're sitting, you can only see head on to the door. You see very little of the surrounding area. Do you move back to the other?
I do. I move back to the one with more wider angle.
Okay. I would like you to roll a perception as well. Okay. You see two men, two large-looking human, as well as two much smaller forms with very long, kind of drooping bat-like ears that stick out to the side. Now you can't quite make them out too much, but they are coming towards your building.
I'm going to tell the guys in the room. I see these two big guys and this little dude with some funky ears sticking out, and it looks like they're coming, right towards us. But it might just be they're going to that really interesting place directly behind us.
So they're on the back street then, right? They're on the north side of the building. They're on that street coming toward us.
That's where I'm looking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And the droopy ears, that's the description that matches the weasel?
Sounds pretty close.
Sounds weaselly. All right.
I think we should.
So I
I'm
think
not
it's,
sure.
it's time to...
We should barricade, or should we consider, getting to a place where we're not cornered?
I think we need to leave.
Yeah, I'm not sure the safe house is all that safe.
No, not right now.
So it's time to gather up the belongings and ready the weapons.
Yep.
And, I mean, we'll hope against hope that these guys walk by, but if they go on the stairs, I want to throw open the door and take the high ground advantage.
Is anybody up the stairs right now?
I think the stairs are empty.
Not
right now.
yet.
Okay.
But as you guys are grabbing everything you can,
Discreetly, quietly.
the first bit of smoke, dark, thick, acrid smoke, makes its way through the floorboards.
Oh,
You know that the main shop, which is full of textiles, is now on fire.
Waiting for a lint explosion.
Okay, so we definitely need to get out of here.
all right.
With does it look like these guys? Like, if we walk out there, are they going to be looking right at us? Are we're just going to, walk right out into a fight?
I don't think
So
we have a choice at this point.
you can peek.
Give me,
You can peek.
Does the door swing out or swing in?
So there are two doors. The door
Okay.
on your side swings in. The door on the outside swings out.
What's across the street from us, looking out the back?
So if you're looking at the north way, there are more houses. What looks like houses behind you. Although the house immediately north, the building immediately north of you, is probably maybe some type of an office building.
Okay. With something like Misty Step, is looking through a peephole, being able to see
Ooh.
enough to use it?
Yes. Well, Nate can
I
overrule,
believe
but I think
it
so, yeah.
is.
You just need sight.
Yeah, as long as you have line of sight for
So
it.
as long as you can see it, absolutely.
I think what I'd like to do, if the building across the street, and it sounds like it is there's nothing like terribly high here. If I can look up to the roof and it's within 30 feet, maybe I'd like to go ahead and dart up there because I feel like most of the time these people are coming right after me in this book right now. At least the measles, I think they are.
Yeah.
So it'd be good for me
So,
to make myself hit.
briefly surround yourself. This is a verbal component. Absolutely.
I'm going to tell them what I'm about to do
Okay.
before I just disappear. Hey guys, I see. Yeah, for me, I'm going to misty step myself to this nice hidden vantage point on the roof across the street.
Okay. I'm gonna
Be careful.
I'm gonna probably take a stealth action and see if I can get the drop on one of them. I mean, if they're out there looking around back and forth and stuff, they might miss one of their little buddies disappear in the dark alley with a quick stab.
That's a good idea.
Now, knowing that you won't be able to communicate, is there anything you guys want to work out before you take that misty step?
Yes. What are we doing?
Make a gathering point. If we get
We
split up.
should figure out a place to regroup. Is the sewers? I know we've avoided the sewers. Is the sewers still a place we want to avoid?
I say head to the docks.
Okay.
Yeah, the docks are our best bet. Was there a particular ship that we spoke with?
There was.
I mean, so if you're talking sea vessel, like
Yes.
a nautical ship,
Yes.
you have the name of a captain, not the ship.
Okay.
And the people who put us here, like if these guys are coming straight for us and they know we're here, does that mean we were sent here by people we shouldn't trust? Should we trust this person we know? What do y'all think?
The captain?
Yeah, the captain. Like I just don't know how we're. How is it that they're coming right for us right now? Like, how do they know we're in this hidden safe house?
We don't know.
Obviously, our movements have been not so indiscreet, so it's reasonable to think that they would know we were inquiring about said captain.
Question: are you talking while watching?
I mean, there's two peepholes that peep out the back.
Yep.
Right. It looked like they were walking. They weren't in a hurry. They
No,
were kind of taking
and-
their time.
And
He's
they
small.
are
He's got really small
hanging
legs.
out in the back, and these smaller forms have moved behind your building. So if you're looking out the back, the stairs are on the eastern side, on the north. Okay.
And what,
they
they go
have
down to a
moved-
landing that faces to the north?
Exactly. The smaller forms are now behind the building, out of sight, and the larger forms are in the alley. They're not heading towards your building at all. However, you guys can now start to feel the heat as more and more smoke enters. Soon, you will not be able to misty step because you will not be able to see. And the rest of you may have to start fighting asphyxiation.
Okay,
Have that
so
problem.
I feel like we just need to go ahead and get out of here. Is
Yeah.
regrouping at the
Alright,
dock what we
so-
need to?
Let's meet at the 5th pier from the north.
All right.
We'll
I'll
just
see
pick an
you at
arbitrary pier. I mean, I'm assuming there are a bunch of piers that just kind of go out
I'll see
We'll
you
just
guys at
pick
the
the-
fifth pier.
the 5th pier.
Sounds good to me.
I'll find a place, and if I see somebody, I'll come out.
Alright.
And
And
I'm gonna miss this stuff.
if it looks dicey and if your best move is to split up and break for it on your own, go for it.
got it.
I'm gonna poise
Um,
myself to the door that swings out. And I'm gonna.
Let's see if I can get the drop on somebody and maybe we'll flush some.
I'm gonna kick it open.
Oh, well then, that'll work.
Okay.
We need to breathe.
All right. So
Some of you do.
Derogate.
Oh, that's true. I guess you don't.
You're looking out of the peephole that faces the door, because that's the only one that gives you a view of the roof. You cannot see the larger shapes down below because of the angle. You're looking straight on as to like who would be knocking at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Aragnis, I'm going to say that you're probably looking and keeping an eye while he's getting ready to launch.
Yep.
Suddenly you are surrounded by a silvery mist, and you reappear across on the roof. Now this is also a adobe style roof. There are no tiles, and your footing is okay, but you need to roll a stealth check for me, because you are literally right above the two figures down below.
All right. Is there a way? Is this one of the situations I could use this inspiration
You
thing?
could.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, you could.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure what I click on. I just really don't want to get caught right now.
Just roll again if you're going to use your inspiration.
So if you're
That's
going to
how it
use
works.
your inspiration, so first off, I'm going to give you inspiration. If you look at your character sheet, Rich, to the top right of your portrait is a 20-sided dice. Now, currently, you don't have inspiration. Now you do. So
Okay,
see
I
how
it.
it's like pulsing that white?
That's
You have inspiration now. So you can choose to use it if you want to re-roll. But you get the highest roll. Basically, it gives you advantage.
okay.
If you want to do it, put your mouse where the 13 is. You'll see a minus on the left, a plus on the right. Just click the plus and remove your inspiration. However, it is up to you, because you only get one inspiration for the session unless you do something that earns another.
Okay.
Yeah. 13
Can I just sort of-
isn't horrible.
It's not horrible. Yeah, I just want to ask sort of like a out of game noob question. Like, is this a?
Well,
is
here's the
this
good thing. Stealth
good one?
rolls are opposed rolls. So you're not hitting a difficulty. You just have to be better than their perception.
Mm.
You're
makes
setting the
sense.
bar.
I think so.
You are setting the difficulty.
Right. I'm gonna leave it here.
Okay.
And I think is what it sounds like.
Now,
Thank you guys.
Aragnis, how long are you waiting as smoke is now pouring into this heat, and you can actually start to see flames? How long are you waiting before you guys leave?
Not long at all.
Okay.
If I'm having trouble breathing, then probably within the next 15-30 seconds.
Okay. You open the door, you fling open the outer door, and as you look out and smoke starts coming out behind you, one of the figures closest to you looks up, but you see the other one looking up at the roof towards Derogate. And I'm going to stop you guys right there.
Okay.
You all die.
You all die.
Convenient way to end on a long break.
No.
You guys thought that we were the ones who were gonna die.
That's true. That's true.
I go into every game thinking I'm gonna die.
We are going back to the private room at the inn, about 2.5 blocks away. See the small private room where sitting on one side of a very low table, cushions, are Lord Ermenard and his manservant. Opposite them, also on cushions, sit two nearly identical, but for the fact that one is male and one is female, Kalishtar. Both of them wear long, flowing suit. It's not robes, but it's this Arabian desert style suit. But yet it is garnished with tassels and belts and an epaulette. It is very much a uniform. Standing behind them is the fierce-looking humanoid, as well as a completely impassive Warforged, as she stands at attention. And she is most definitely female. As she stands at attention, her hands resting lightly, crossed at the wrists. To you, the Kalishtar says to you through the telepathic link, "We know who you are. This will go much more simply if you just confess. The posters that you have no doubt seen were to bring you in. We know you are not at fault. The 12 must know what happened. Tell us. We will bring you safely. Who are you?" The entire time she speaks, all right, she has this just like completely blank expression, but her eyes never leave your eyes. Now, you have the female Kalishtar as well as the Warforged standing behind her.
Who's
So
you?
go ahead. Kraz.
Kraz. Oh. Well, if you know who I am, I'm saying this through my mind or out loud.
Through your mind.
Through my mind, yeah. If you know who I am,
You have the ability to telepathically talk.
Yeah. Then you will clearly release me at once. I believe I have told you my name, Lord Ermenard.
There's a pause. And you feel it's really hard. You feel a withdrawal. You sense that the link is gone as you wait for your answer. Regic, the male, again, that strange dead face as he sits erect with this just like very strict posture. Oh my god. Okay. As he kneels, his back straight, his shoulders back, and just staring into your eyes. We know who you are, Regic. We know everything that has happened. It is time. Speak to us. Let us help you. We will go on your behalf to the 12. We do not believe that one of our own would betray us. Speak and let us end this nonsense.
All right. So, time out real quick. I need to know Nick knows about these telepaths. Now, the question here is, if I was to cast my telepathic speech to Kraz, would they know? Or could I speak to him and they would not know? Like, or you know what I mean? Like, can I literally read my thoughts, or if I address them telepathically, I only address them? I imagine I would know who these people are, being a servitor.
Well, I would say both.
Wow, there's no verbal, somatic, or material components for it.
That's a-
A bonus act.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was
But
looking at.
I'm just wondering if I talk to Kraz, that's
Right.
what I'm really worried about.
I'm not necessarily. I know how I want to. I'm actually trying to think if you would have ever come in contact with something where you could test that, because especially as your prior profession,
Right.
you've probably used this to your advantage multiple times.
Right.
And I'm trying to think. You've probably never been in a situation where there's more than one link going with a Kalishtar in particular.
Okay.
And there are not many psychic. So I'm going to give you a 30% chance that you'll know.
So, should I make a roll or just?
We're gonna do it publicly. I'll let you call high or low. So 1 to 30, you know, or if you call high, 71 to 100, you know. High or low?
Low.
You know. You've experienced this before. Personally. And you know that there tends to be a very trace amount of feedback, but other than that, it's very hard to discern. And this is because you actually interrogated 2 Kalishtar at once.
Okay.
You knew that they were speaking. You could not overhear. And you felt as if you could tell, but you're not actually sure if you could.
Yeah, but I mean.
But you
Okay,
could not
so-
overhear their conversations with each other. That's
Okay.
what
I knew
you
something
know.
was up. I just couldn't hear the words exactly. That's all I really care about.
You felt something was up. You did not know. I want to
Right.
be clear on that part.
Yep. Okay. Second question. Where are we located in this hotel room?
So, in the main area, the main level, you've got the big, common area, and off to the side are 3. They're not huge. They're not massive. This one's actually the biggest. It's probably the size of 2, regular size sleeping rooms, right? So you could.
Is this main level?
It is main level, and you know that there is a secret door. You don't necessarily know how it was activated. So you know that the only exit that you know about right now is the door to the common area.
Okay. And we haven't heard any of the commotion yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say. I'm going to respond to the fellow there. Well, I want to establish my telekinetic link, but I'm not going to say nothing yet
To
Kraz.
okay.
But I'm not going to say nothing, so I don't want to give it away that I've done that. And I'm going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. I am simply here at behest of my master. And I'm gonna kind of like make it so I look like I'm serving Kraz, like
And you
kind of give me a
say
little.
that over the telepathic link, right?
Yeah, so a telepathic link. I'm gonna try to put like a little fear in my voice.
As soon as you answer, you feel, and personally know, you feel the link break with the Kalishtar.
And once that happens,
As
I want to immediately talk to Kraz.
yeah, as he glances up at the severe-looking woman. So, as soon as that happens, what do you say to Kraz?
I'm gonna say, first opportunity we get, we're going for the window. Out this freaking door, or out the window. Jump out the window.
Alright. I just say a confirmation. Nate, did you see my message that I sent to you?
Where'd you send it?
In
Oh,
the game.
okay. I was looking at Discord. Oops. All right, I replied.
Okay. Out the window? Oh.
It's the only way out of here is the window. Or windows. I don't know how many windows there are in this room.
There's actually, you guys are there are no windows. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm just thinking about where you are.
Rats.
Fuck.
There are no windows because the back clearly has some type of a false back, and which is the direction. So the behind you, opposite the door coming in, is another door, and you are the largest room. There are two other rooms beside you, so most likely the last room, the room furthest away from you, would probably have at least one window. You have none.
Crap.
Oh, okay.
Well, that ruins everything. So I guess I don't say jump out the window. I say,
yeah.
Okay, so I'll change what I say. I'll take back that whole thing that I said.
Lose audio.
I'm going to say, he knows my name.
We
They
can
know
hear
who we
you,
are.
Fitz.
Oh, do you hear what I said?
He knows your name, you said?
Oh, yeah, I'll say that to you. I'll say he knows my name, my real name.
There's no indication that they know mine. Oh, wait, right, I'm Lord Ormenard.
I'm going to say, yeah, they...
Well, so that's about as much time as you guys get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, you feel, Kraz, you feel the connection restored as the we lost Pitts for a sec, but as the connection is restored, the female's eyes leave the Warforged and turn back towards you and says to you, Regic, there is no need to maintain this false front. Reveal yourself, reveal your true nature.
He's talking to me?
No, to me.
protect you.
Who?
Oh.
He will keep you safe.
I'm really beginning. I'm not Kraz. I'm really beginning to suspect you do have the wrong person. Who is Regic? Can I roll a deception, or should I
Roll a deception. Yes.
Yeah.
With disadvantage because you live in Demeth.
Because I live in. Fuck you. I am going to. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Almost immediately, the connection severs again. Regic, while that's happening,
Are Regic and I still connected though?
you guys
Yes,
are
we are.
still connected.
Okay.
But while the question was being asked to you, the mail turns back to Regic and says, you may drop the act. We know you are one of us. Why would we betray our own? Are you Jordan?
I'll say, one of who? I'm just a servant. I don't know what's going on. I didn't ask for this. I just want to serve. Like, I don't get paid enough.
Roll deception. Your connection does not sever. Come. Let us end these games. This is the easy part. Let us be done. Let us leave this city. Where are the others? How many survived? Tell us.
Am I getting a sense that they're onto me?
Are you?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know. Are you?
I mean, I feel like they have a sense. I am going to do something crazy.
But real quick before you,
I
do,
am going to.
I have a real quick question. I mean, I don't know that he's having a conversation, but I know that I had one with my Kalishtar person. I want to communicate with Regic right after that connection is severed from me. So I'm assuming.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you exactly when the timing happens. Okay. As soon as you feel the connection ends,
Mhm.
right before the Kalishtar asks you, Regic, if you are Jordan, then Kraz breaks in. What do you say, Kraz?
They think I might be Regic. Or you. I say
well-
you. They think I might be you.
I'll say they think I'm Jordan.
That's it. Because I'm assuming all I could say is that thing, and that their conversation's continuing. Is that true? Okay.
Yep.
So is it my turn?
Yep.
There,
you still feel the connection.
I am going to shift to Hadim.
What
front
do you
of
mean
them.
by shh?
I'm going to use my changeling powers to go to Hadim.
Okay.
I'm going to say, well, after the shift is done, I'm going to say, all right, you got me. I am not Bendrak. My name is Hadim. I am a merchant. I did lie. I'm sorry, I did lie. But this is who I am, and I just want to get out of here.
The method of communicating telepathically is nearly at the speed of thought, and so you manage to get all of that as you are shifting. And as soon as you do, as soon as you start to shift, all 4 of them turn their attention to you. And the woman with the scar gets close. Now she's still standing. She gets close, bends down, but first looks. You feel the connection sever as soon as you say that. She looks to the male Kalishtar and then looks back to you, and she says, Hadim, is it? And why, Hadim, did you not appear as yourself? What do you have to hide?
I'll say to her.
She's saying that out loud?
Now, she said that out loud, yes.
I'll say.
Can I say something quickly in your head as she's
Sure.
speaking? You're my consort.
Consort?
Secret consort.
I'll be like, okay. So, I'll say out loud, must I say it? Must I tell you why? This man over here, he is my lover.
I shake my head and I put my hands over my face.
I do not want the world.
Roll your deception.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay. Ho ho ho! You lucky son of a bitch. When you say that, she stands. Matt, you have a choice: performance or deception.
I'm not trying to entertain, so it's deception.
You are putting on a performance in that you are acting distraught. Okay, fine.
I looked over the rules.
All out.
Performance is specifically when you're trying to perform and entertain, and deception is when you're trying to fool someone.
Okay.
So
roll
I choose
performance.
deception.
I'm kidding.
Damn it!
No.
Okay.
Inspiration. I already
However,
used it.
if I fail, I can use Pact of the Talisman and roll a d4 to add to that.
Ooh. If you fail.
Ooh,
If I fail. I can know if I fail first before I choose to do that.
Okay.
Oh wow.
You did not make your target. You did fail.
Okay, alright. Oh,
Come on, 4. Come on, 4. Come on, 4.
damn it!
15's not bad.
It could be. Yep, that's all I got.
The severe-looking woman stares directly into the male Kalishtar. Meanwhile, the Warforged steps around right in between the female Kalishtar and Kraz.
Oh, actually, I think I can.
You can use it again, it says.
Yeah, I can use it again if I still failed. I can add another d4.
Yeah, you get 2 of them.
Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah.
Your shard vibrates. You extend some of your will, but it's still vibrating, Matt. So you can choose to extend even more of your will.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Damn it!
No, 16.
Okay, so what does that give you?
16 total.
16 total. So
No, 7. No, 16. Yeah, 16.
as you feel the energy release, it is still vibrating. So you can't. What is it? Two times, right?
No, I only
Or-
have 2. I only have. Wait,
You
this
only
benefit
have
can-
2. This benefit can be used plus 2 times.
Yeah, so I can use it twice.
Okay.
So plus.
So
on
you
top.
can use it twice.
Yeah.
But hold on. Okay. Only the Warforged steps close to you. The severe-looking woman sneers, in something of contempt at
Hadim.
Hadim. Thank you. So she sneers at Hadim and crouches down so that she's eye level with you. However, the Warforged is cocking her head at you, Kraz. Instantly, the connection is restored from the female Kalishtar. We know you're lying. As the Warforged continues to study you, peering down.
I'm just nervous. That's all. You'll
Who
find no
is
lies
Hadim?
here. What? What'd you say?
Is the voice says to you as soon as you're done speaking, is Hadim Regic?
I don't know who Regic is.
If you turn him in, you will be spared. We only are seeking certain individuals. If he has brought you into this, you need not share in his punishment for his crimes. While this is happening, or shortly after that is said, the woman, the severe woman stands up, stares at the Warforged, who passes a signal, makes some motion with her hands. Oh, sorry, I thought you were trying to get my attention, Matt.
I say to Regic, I'm sorry. And then I say to the Kalishtar, he is Regic.
Okay, and that just happened. Did you say that out loud or to the Kalishtar you said, right?
To the Kalishtar.
But what did you say to Regic?
I said I'm sorry.
You said that to Regic.
I did.
I'm sorry.
See, and I was betting on Regic selling out Kraz.
Almost immediately after you say those words, the link is severed immediately. The Kalishtar looks up to the Warforged as a city guard, bursts in. As soon as the door opens, you hear the sound of a city rioting. And we're going to break right there. Be right back. Take like 10 minutes, people.
All right.
You son of a
Sounds
bitch.
good.
Like he planned it that way.
Saving your own skin.
No, that's not what I'm doing. But I appreciate your thoughts.
You already got me freaking gonna be hanged for being gay.
I guess I shouldn't tell you my motivation yet. I'll leave that for
Right,
later.
no.
Is it a deep, unrequited love?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, Nate fucking blew my whole plan out the window, too.
Yeah, no, because there wasn't a window.
My plan, I thought originally we were going to be on like the second or third floor, and I was going to say, jump out the window, we have those featherfall tokens, and we just float to fucking safety. But then he's like, no, first floor, no windows. What kind of a room has no windows?
This one.
Yeah, the safe house, sure. We're in a friggin' inn. That's right. My next character, I've decided, is going to be a priest, I think. Clear.
You've written this one off. Is it a gay priest?
No. But the thing that I want to do with him, though, I don't know if I should tell you. Well, I'll tell you. I don't care. I want him to have, like, you know what a lucerne is, right?
No, I don't.
Isn't that like the? It's like a mace weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a mix between a spear and a hammer.
Yeah.
So one end is a hammer and the other end is a spear tip, and then it has like a little hook in the back, and it's about 7 feet long.
Oh,
I wanted to
Is it
make
it's a double-ended pole weapon, right?
yeah, so you can use it either as bludgeoning or piercing, but that wasn't the point. I wanted to have like a lucerne. I wanted to be like a priest whose holy symbol was the lucerne. So like just imagine like a priest like in like real world scenario who walks around with a giant cross as like a staff, but using that as like a weapon instead. I think that'd look pretty cool. I think our party's missing healing badly. But the problem is priests can only use basic weapons, and a lucerne is considered a special weapon. So I probably have to go like one level in warrior for that skill.
Well, hopefully Regic won't need to be retired.
And I'm hoping that this
Getting used to him.
I do like him. I like Regic a lot, but if shit hits the fan, I've already looked at the future.
Good to have a backup.
I'm curious why the hell they're acting like they could help us.
Well, they're trying to bait us.
That's what I know that, but maybe they're not.
I highly suspect that they are.
I do too, but the thing that makes me weirded out is the fact that there's a third or a second faction looking for us. It's like, why we got servitors looking for us and these measles? Like,
thanks, Derogate.
Well,
No problem.
the measles are after the book,
right?
And whatever this contingent is for the 12, they appear to be after us.
And to be honest, if they had good faith, they would just approach us and not, go through this interrogation process.
Well, they know that you have a very special set of skills.
Right. I'm about to friggin'...
And they're not gonna. They need to get it out of you somehow.
I might bomb this room with a spell I've never used. I've always wanted to use it, but I can't because it fucking hurts everybody.
Such a Regic move. I'm surprised you've held on to it this long.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do a ton of damage, though. I'm fucked, though. Like, all I have left is 2 first-level spells. That's it. All my other spells are used up. I have not had a rest. I got nothing.
You can use
Sorcery points. I can't use those either because I only got one left.
No, you can do the exhaustion thing.
Dude, I do have, interestingly enough, a scroll of feigned death.
What is it? Oh yeah.
I could always pretend to be dead and see what happens.
What level spell is that?
3rd level.
Oh, all right. Huh.
I can always pretend to have a heart attack or something and just fucking feign death and die.
Is that in your spell list?
I'm assuming it's a I imagine it's a mage spell.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay, I don't know who's back because I can only see 3 of you.
I don't think we left.
Yeah.
Okay, I just needed to.
We're on the edge of our seats, man.
Yep. All right. Sorry. Family stuff going on with text. I had to just quickly respond. So, as soon as you finish, hold on one second. Okay. As soon as you finished your telepathic speech and the connection severed, the female Kalistar finally breaks her composure and turns immediately towards the Warforged. At the same time, the guard breaks in. The noise, which was blocked by the insulation and the craftsmanship of this particular private room, you hear the chaos, the noise, the screams, the shouts, breaking glass, and everyone in the room immediately realizes there are big problems in this city. The guard bursts in and he says, we have to go now. The city is being overrun. There are riots in the streets. We have to go now. The Warforged immediately turns to the severe female, and she says, and actually you guys do know their names. So she turns to Mirana and she says, this one confessed. Take them now. We must take them both.
But you said it out loud, right?
Yes.
You said if I just said he was Regic, I could go free.
I'm gonna let you roll another deception there, Matt.
All right.
Damn.
Oh, natural 20.
Way to double down.
Mirana just grinds her teeth and says, take them both into custody. We must move now. Immediately the twins spring up into action. Each of them produces a set of manacles from a pouch, like slung off of their, a small pouch, mind you, off of their belt. They pull them out and curtly tell you to hold out your arms, both of you.
I'm gonna jump up immediately and say, over my dead body.
How close are we to each person? Like, who's closest to me besides the Kalistar?
The Kalistar is in, right next to you.
Kissing distance.
Yep. I mean, you can reach out and touch, right? The Warforged is just out of striking distance, so greater than 5 feet. Not much, but greater than 5 feet. The Misana is. Hold on. Can't remember. I think it was Misana. Hold on. Right. That's the problem with these is I don't see. It is Masana. She says, so you're. I'm sorry, Regic. You were asking a question.
No, I just said I was gonna jump up, flip the table, say "over my dead body," and I'm gonna start screaming at the top of my lungs. In here! These are the ones you're looking for! They're the ones who did this!
Okay. As you start screaming, 3 more city guards enter the room with weapons drawn, and the captain once again says, "We need to go now." Misana turns to you and she says, "We know enough. You can either come with us quietly, or we will take you down now. Choose! We have no time for this."
I'm gonna telepathically speak to Kraz. Stay or fight. Or go or fight.
Turn ourselves in, but bulk up your wrists.
Okay, yeah, so that'll be what I'll make sure that my wrists are nice and fat.
Mine, yeah, me too.
And hold them out.
All right. So they place the manacles on you and lock them into place, secure them, and the 3 other guards that came in rushed out and start clearing the room as each Kalishtar gets behind you, and you're preceded by the Warforged, Zel-Ott, and Misana takes up the rear as they herd you out. As soon as you leave the room, it is chaos. And there are windows broken. There's people fighting in the inn as the soldiers, using shields and cudgels, try to clear a path towards the main entry. Now, as you guys are leaving the room, back over to Aragnis and Jordan, as you guys are leaving the smoke-filled room, you immediately see that the two, the guy down below, one of them is looking at you, one of them is looking up towards Dirogate. Now, for the 3 of you, as soon as you exit, as soon as the 2 of you exit and Dirogate from your perch atop the roof. Now, this is a much lower building. It's only a single-story building. From your perch, you can see that there are others. As your Misty Step, as you finish, teleporting with your Misty Step, you get a much better vantage point, and you see others who are clearly not part of the rioters as the one looking up at you, Darrowgate, shouts out. Here's how we're going to do this, guys. This is going to be a skill challenge to escape. You can use anything you want. A skill, an attack. Describe what you're doing. Your DC that you're trying to hit is going to be 14.
Okay.
As you are surrounded by enemies. And you need to make 4 successes before 2 failures. Now keep in mind the rule that was implemented tonight. If you can describe how you are helping each other, and if you guys do decide to split, know that you are not going to be able to help Darrowgate.
Yep.
All right.
How far is his space from the top of the stair landing?
So, he's roughly level to you. But I'm
what's
sorry, what are you
the
asking?
distance involved? I mean, he used a spell to get over there. How far is that?
I mean, it's probably close to 30 feet. So you have Darrowgate on top of a building.
30 feet, but down from where I am, it's lower.
Nope, you're at
Directly
equal
adjacent.
level because you're standing on a landing on the second floor. He's standing on the roof of the second floor. Well, or what would be, the second floor. So you guys are at an equal height. You're looking right at each other as smoke is billowing out. The second you guys bust open that door and that guy gets a good look at Aragnis, he shouts, "Here they are!" And immediately you see... Uh-oh, who do we lose?
It's
Oh, we lost Jordan. Okay. You immediately see, especially now that there is more illumination due to fires, you immediately see the twisted, devilish face of a Measle looking around the corner up at the stairs. Aragnis, you're first out. What are you going to do?
Is anybody on the stairs right now?
No one's on the stairs. So what you see in your surroundings at the bottom of the stairs are 2 individuals and the Measle peering around the corner of the stairs. So as you're looking down the stairs, you just see his head. You see 2 large brutes. One of them is looking at you. One of them is looking up at the roof where Darrowgate is. You see Darrowgate on the other building behind, so the north side, on top of the roof. Now, you guys have billowing smoke and now flames coming up behind you. To your right is just the railing of the stairwell.
I'm gonna run down the stairs as fast as I can and charge the 2 individuals at the bottom of the stairs.
So, are you going to attempt to grapple, or are you going to attempt to knock over?
Knock over.
Okay, so you're going to do like a bull rush.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'm
assuming athletics.
I'm going to say you will probably be able to... They got rid of a lot of these rules with 5e. Like they used to actually have charge and
Like a charge thing,
tackle.
yeah.
Mhm.
A mechanic.
A lot of those were fighter feats in 3.5, though, so they didn't apply to like everyone else. Just do it as like an opposed strength.
Yeah, so it would be an athletics check. So go ahead. As you barrel down the stairs.
Do you have advantage for height?
Well, you originally said 14, right? And are we trying to do the 14, or are we trying to do opposed?
Correct.
Okay.
I will. I'm going to say that the guy closest to you is the guy looking up at Derogate. So I'll give you advantage on him.
Okay.
So roll your athletics with advantage. Okay. All right. As you scramble down the stairs, you bring up. Are you carrying your shield?
Yes.
Okay. You bring up your shield and you hit him with full force. And you slam him into his compatriot, who then gets slammed into the wall, clearing your path as they both go down against the wall, clearing a path. Now, as you land, you see others moving towards you, but they're far.
Okay.
Derogate, I'm going to go to you next. As you see Aragnis barreling down, slamming the two into the wall, what are you going to do?
So the one who was looking at me has been knocked down now?
Yep, absolutely.
Did anybody else hear or anything when he he pointed at me? Does anybody else know I'm up
He
here?
wasn't even pointing at you. The one that actually let out the alarm was the one looking at Aragnis, who's now crumpled against the wall.
Okay. And so the other one who saw me is knocked over, but he didn't say anything. He was just looking at
Correct.
me. Okay.
And he couldn't see you because he was closer. He just heard something.
Okay. But I can see the rest of them that are coming at us right now,
Mhm.
right? There's a whole lot more. Okay. I'm going to... I don't want to shout because I don't want to give away my position. Are they in a place where they could hear me if I yelled? If I tried to, yell across 30 feet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aragnis is right now just below you. He's, 15 feet away at the most.
Okay. But he doesn't know that the rest of anybody is there.
He can now
nobody
see
else.
people coming towards him, and I
Okay.
would say even Jordan. Jordan's probably less aware of what's going on immediately to the right of him into that smaller side street that runs up the east side. Just because of all the smoke coming out, he can't really see. He can see down. He can see what's down below him, and he saw Aragnis charge down the stairs, slam his shield into the guy looking up at you, which then slammed him into the wall.
Okay. I'm going to point at Jordan. I'm going to send him a message with my message whisper thing. It sort of tells him what's in that area that he can't see,
Okay.
so that he's informed enough that when he comes out, he's prepared and isn't coming out about to get jumped. And then I'm going to take off running the opposite direction because we've already agreed to meet at the docks. So I'm gone.
Okay. I want you to roll a straight D20. Okay. No bonus. I was gonna let you get a bonus, just for sending the message. So now we're gonna split, and now you guys both need 4 successes. All right. So things just got a lot more challenging. So now, Derogate, you see people coming. I'm assuming you're looking more towards the northwest.
I think that's right.
You're going to jump off?
Yeah, we were. I think we were heading towards like the North Dock, Pier 5. I think is what we said. So that's the direction I'm going across this rooftop right now. I'm not sure how far the roof goes.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me, what are you going to do? It's got to either involve an attack roll, a skill, or something to either get off the roof, or it can be like a spell, as long as it is like an Eldritch Blast type spell where you actually have to roll to hit. So
Gotcha.
How are you getting off the building?
I'm going to look for is there like a fire escape that's on the other side of the building from where the people are that I can just kind of easily go down, slide down a ladder. And a follow-up question. Earlier you mentioned there's a lot of blood in the street. Is anything like that anywhere near me?
That was on the south side.
It's on the south side, so there's nothing, no big spills or anything on the ground here.
Right.
Okay.
Nothing where you are.
Okay. But is the whole city kind of in flames, or what's the state so far? I know like the mob has been moving this whole time.
Yep. You hear a lot. It's definitely more towards the south side, where the main street is. There's also that smaller street that's going up the east side of the building. There's less light, sounds, and things like that coming from the northwest currently.
Okay. I'm going to run towards the northwest, looking for a fire escape or a ladder, something easy to get off this building, and make my way down the streets through the crowds.
Probably on the northwest side. There wouldn't necessarily be. Actually, on the west side, you do see a ladder.
Okay.
So if you want to go that route, give me a acrobatics.
Look at that.
All right.
Hey-o.
You manage to scramble down, and as you're heading down, you see a measle heading your way, and you launch yourself right off of the ladder over its head, tuck and roll, and land running as you head off into the north and west direction. Okay. All right, Jordan. From your vantage point, you see Derogate as discussed. He bolts in the northwest direction. Now, did you hear exactly kind of how we're setting this up?
Yeah, I got a verbal sort of from him, a whisper message.
Right.
That there's the 2 measles basically underneath the landing, directly over the balcony.
Yep.
And presumably I would have heard something that I might infer was a very successful crash from Aragnis at the bottom of the stairs.
You saw it. You saw the whole thing. But so what we're doing right now, we are doing a skill challenge. So every action you make is going to tell the story of you getting away. So whether it's an attack, a skill, whatever it is, the DC you're looking for is 14.
Do I know about the additional incoming, or just what was the message that Derogate gave me? more specifically?
There are more incoming to the right of you, which would be the east side of the building.
Okay. Then
Which
I'm gonna
currently
go,
is...
and Ragnus is already headed in the western direction. That's the way the stairs kind of went.
No, he is right now. He is just at the end of the stairs. You have a very surprised-looking Measle staring at him as he crashed in to the two what look like humanoid figures as they crumpled to the ground. So now you have to decide for both of you which direction you're heading. You're going to go east towards the street or west, which is the same direction that
I'm gonna
Hero
make
gave.
sure I grab Aragnus and take him east with me for now. But I'm basically gonna go. I'm assuming that does the staircase landing have like the roof kind of comes like over it?
Yes, there is
Sheltered
like
from the
a...
weather.
Yep.
Great. So I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna go right over the railing, and I'm gonna grab the eave of the roof as I go, and do an acrobatic flip, and I want to come down and crash on top of Measles.
Wrong side. You wouldn't be able to get to them. So if you're looking down the stairs, picture this. There's a wall on the left, railing on the right. The Measles, so the in other words, the stairs go down and forward, right? Down
Right.
and north.
Yep.
To the left, to the west side of those stairs is the back half of the shop. So it's more building. You're not at the end of the building. It's more building. So you would not be able... The only way you'd be able to do that is if you go to the east, which is towards the street.
Okay. And we're not going far east. I mean, it's a difference of 10 feet, right?
Exactly.
Okay, we'll go east-ish, and then we'll beeline it back, and I just kind of want to grab a rag, assuming I'm successful and all hell doesn't break loose.
All right. Make your acrobatics roll.
And if I wanted to use inspiration, I have to do it before the result of the roll,
Use it after.
after the roll happens, but before the result is called.
Correct. You know what your DC is. You know you want to hit a 14. That's your DC
I'm gonna
for a
take my
success.
inspiration on
Yep.
that.
So just hit the plus next to the right, and everyone that's used inspiration, don't forget to mark it off.
I have marked it off.
Okay.
All the good it has done.
So what ends up happening is you flip out, right? So you jump over the railing, grab onto the edge of the roof, and right as you're ready to like flip off, the roof tiles, right, or the roof tiles crumble and break, and you fall to the ground as several individuals start approaching you. Aragnus, as soon as you smash into them and you see Derogate jump and head in the west direction, you turn around and you see Jordan is down as a big brute is rushing him. What do you want to do?
I will get out. I'm gonna get out in front of the brute and swing at him with my longsword.
All right. You now, so I'm gonna let's see. So you can use your longsword, but you're way too far away to make an attack, and they're coming to get you. So a couple of things you could do is you could throw your longsword at him.
How far away? How far away am I from him?
He went over the stairs, so think about how many stairs there would be to go up to the second story, right? There's probably about 8 to 9 steps.
Okay.
So he's a good 15 to 20 feet away from you. And these are quick actions. These are quick reactions. What you could do is, if you wanted to head southeast, even though you're going to have to loop around north to the docks, you could rush to grab Jordan. You could try shouldering him out of the way, similar to what you did before, or if you've got a oops, no, don't want to do that.
Gotcha. I'd charge towards Jordan then.
All right. So as the other thing you can see is there is a lot of people in the street. It's not just this one guy and a couple guys coming from there. There are rioters. There's mobs, and they're kind of like surrounding this shop. So you could also think about how you could use that crowd as well, if that's something that you want to do. Either a persuasion, if you wanted to, like even like a deception, to try and turn the crowd, something like that. You have a lot of options. Skills, unlike regular combat, your skills are fully on the table.
Okay. I'll run up to Jordan and shout out, "This man needs help!" And I try to, act like I'm defending him.
All right. Do you want to roll a persuasion with that?
That'd be great.
All right.
Oh. I'll use my inspiration.
All right.
God damn it.
Okay.
Game sucks.
The mob is the mob is somewhat indifferent to your pleas, as they are, bent on So there's two things that I want to change. I'm going to set the DC at 12. Because I think that 14 is really high for level 4 characters. Especially with there only being needing 4
2 failures.
4 successes and only 2 failures.
Yeah.
14 is a bit high. That would, for a skill challenge, that would be a pretty difficult skill challenge. So we're gonna go with a 12, which Jordan still would have failed. But as you run up, like kind of getting in front of him, you actually see that there is a group of guards who are keeping their distance. But as the rioters are kind of pouring in, it actually stops the guy as they finally see something. Like what they see in you is they actually see another person who's not rioting, not trying to loot, and immediately rush over, cutting off the guy charging right at Jordan. All right. Derogate. The measle that you kind of parkoured over as you launch yourself off of the gate lets out a high-pitched squeal, and it immediately begin chasing you. Now, as you run, you're down you're heading through alleyways at this point, because now you're into dwellings and things like that. So you are heading down an alleyway with a pack of measles behind you.
All right. If I look around, do I see anything like a manhole cover, or is there any sort of construction that involves a hole, like a pit nearby anywhere, something sort of ahead that I see but they wouldn't see yet? I have to assume there's probably manhole covers with some sort of regularity.
Yeah. I would say yes. It is covered, so there's nothing uncovered.
Sure.
However, as you are running,
But if there is one, I was thinking if it's under 10 pounds, could I lift it up with Mage Hand and then simultaneously cast an illusion of it still being there, and sort of run past it with them hot on my trail? I want to see if I can lead them into it.
yeah, I mean, these are not the cast iron concrete manhole covers of modern day. Let's see.
No, they don't weigh 300 pounds, so nobody will steal them.
Right, yeah, exactly. Let me look at your character. So that is the all right. So I'm going to say probably not to the Mage Hand, mostly because these are going to be secured. Not heavily, but they're not just going to be like grates that you would pick up. I mean, if you think about it, picking up something 10 pounds, that's something that you could almost pick up with your fingertips, right?
That makes sense. Sure.
So, but it doesn't mean that that's your only option. But it would be obvious if you were just bending down.
That's what I figure. I figure I can't stop and do it while I'm running and that not be obvious. If there was some sort of, pit, I would just cast a spell like, the pit's not there. I could also, I could turn the corner. I could pull like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I can cast an illusion on the wall of a building that the road keeps running, but it's actually a dead end. So I'm going to turn down the next dead end. And I'm going to go hide behind a barrel. I'm going to cast an illusion on the wall that that the road keeps going.
That
the train has to come out of the tunnel and run them over afterwards.
What I'm going to have you roll for the purposes of a skill challenge is I'm going to have you roll a deception to just get everything set, including the echo as they run into the room. So as you duck quickly down a hallway and take cover, you erect the illusion. As soon as they enter, their senses are assaulted with a dead end, including an echo bouncing back at them as they're shrieking and shouting. Immediately, they turn to run and continue on looking to see where they lost you. Back to you, Jordan. And Derogate, that was exceptionally well planned out. For that, you can have your inspiration back.
Excellent.
All right, Jordan. As the guards rush towards you, it stops the guy that's charging you, and you can see that the measles are trying to stay out of sight. You're currently prone, but you guys have to get going to the docks.
Right. So I'm gonna go with a move where I casually kind of right myself, and I point out the measles at the guards. I said, "Those are the ruffians there. They're the ones who pushed me down." You know, I'm gonna play the victim here, and then I'm gonna slowly turn with Aragnus and make the other direction.
Okay, Jordan, give me a deception roll. Boom!
Oh, thank God, it's 12.
All right, it is 12. So you guys
I can't roll higher than a 7 today.
You're 3 of your 4 required successes. But what are you guys going to do? Because as soon as you say that, the guards see something dash off and quickly run towards that direction, leaving the rest of you. So which direction are you guys going to head? Are you heading straight north, taking the road? Are you going to go further east? Which way are you guys headed?
It's a mob, right? There's a mob in which direction?
There's people all around, and most of them are on the street.
Okay. I'm going to pull Aragnus into the street, and then we'll kind of beeline back around to the docks in some sort of circumnavigate
If you head,
fashion.
if
The
you
idea
head
is to
north,
get lost in the people and break line of sight, use the people as camouflage.
okay. So
Take
you guys head off
Circuitous route.
into the north. Aragnus, as you guys are dashing through, knowing you're leaving behind all of the measles that you could see, plus many of the brutes that you knew about, as you're dashing down, you see a very angry-looking mob headed your way. And they are people are fleeing from them, and they are actively attacking them. Now, as you guys are running, there are alleyways to the left, to the right. There are storefronts. There are buildings that are on fire, right? There's a lot of destruction, and the closer you head to the docks, the worse it's getting.
Okay. We're headed into the mob, you said?
You are currently headed, the mob is heading, you guys are heading for like a head-on collision right now because they're coming down the street. They're heading south, you're heading north.
Okay, we're going to want to dash into an alley.
Right. As you do, one of the guys calls out, and the mob begins, probably 3 or 4 up from the mob dash to chase you. What are you going to do as you head into the alleyway? What are you going to do to separate yourself from the charging mob? And did you go east or west? West is the direction that Derogate took. East would be going away. North is the way to the docks.
I wouldn't have known that he went west.
Yeah, you're probably right. As you're heading down this alley, it is lined with boxes, crates. It looks like the shop that you just went by is some type of general goods store. It's a fairly wide alley, but there are boxes, crates lining the entryway as you head in here.
Yeah, I guess we'll go east, and I will look to to see if I can knock any crates or anything in our path.
Okay, so you want to knock over a bunch of like boxes to create a obstacle. Go ahead and roll on athletics. Boom! As the mob is chasing you, you manage to completely block. So you just reach down, pull like the bottom crate out, and it's heavy. But just in the adrenaline, the pumping, you shove Jordan through into the alleyway, knock the boxes, and actually heading east rather than north. You definitely see a lot less fire, and you guys are able to break away from the crowd that's chasing you. Now, back over to Derogate. You guys are, or you, not you guys. You are sitting there as you hear the measles take off. Which way are you heading? Are you going to head out of the alley the way you came and be behind them, or are you going to continue on further up the alley?
I think I'm going to head further up the alley.
Okay.
You know, the way that they think I can't be going, and just sort of try to steer myself towards the, that meeting point we made.
Yep. So you're trying to keep. You are now like wrapped, like deep into very small streets, houses. The alleyway that you're going, you're clearly passing backyards and things like that as you go, and you're not totally sure, like, which direction is the docks.
Okay.
At this point,
is there any sort of signage that would make it obvious?
not where you are.
Okay.
And that's the problem. These are really small streets, alleyways. You know, in general, that most, like, the smaller streets are running north and south. The largest streets seem to run east and west, because that's the overall orientation of the city.
Okay.
So what you need to figure out is based on it's hard to look at fires and things like that, and you cannot see the water. That would be the other dead giveaway, is you would be able to see the lake.
All right. Is there anybody around me who, you know, I could ask? Is that a bad idea?
A lot of there's not as much traffic here, but you do see a small group.
Okay.
It's three halflings, 2 males and 1 female, who are hurriedly walking.
All right. I'm going to approach those people and sort of scope them
As
out.
soon as you do, and this is where the skill challenge part comes in. As soon as you do, the 2 males get in front and draw their weapons. What are you going to do to calm them down?
I'm going to put my hands out in front of me, you know, like, you know, I mean no harm, palms facing them, and let them know I'm just asking for help. I need to get to my friends. You know, there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on, obviously. You know, there's like a riot going on, and I got separated, and I just need some help getting my way to the docks.
Roll your persuasion.
What do I do?
You have your inspiration back.
Use it again.
All right.
Yeah.
There it is. So as soon as you are talking and kind of explaining the situation to them, they visibly relax as you are just calmly telling them that you're just trying to get out. Recognizing that you two are fleeing, they point you in the correct direction, and you eventually start heading there. And you have a choice. You can continue to take alleys now that you know the direction, or you can switch to a street. Again, it's not one of the major streets because it runs north and south, enough for a single cart to go by. But your choice is either a street or continue in the alleyways. Now, the alleyways run east and west, so it's a lot harder to make your way north. It's a longer route to make your way north. North is where you want to go.
I'm going to go ahead and take a street to go north for now, because it sounds kind of like we're in a calmer area, and I saw those trustworthy people. So I feel a little more comfortable.
All right. As you continue to make your way north on the street, there's people running in every direction. Every direction. But then there are also just groups. There's a lot of people that seem to be going towards the docks, but there's also some people that are leaving the docks. And as you continue to make your way towards the docks, you start to see signs of the lake. You see huge gouts of flames, as no doubt some of the ships themselves are possibly on fire. As you make your way towards there, you suddenly hear, as you pass by a flaming building, you hear cracks and creaks as this wooden building begins to collapse. What do you do to avoid being crushed?
Is the building sort of like falling like towards me, like directly towards me? I'm going to run, 90 degrees. I think if it looks like it, I'm looking at it and it looks like I have time to immediately dart to my left out of the way.
Yeah, it would be, the building itself would be on your left.
Okay, I'm going to dart to my right.
Yep. All right, so you can try and outrun it with which would be an athletics, or you can try to dodge away, which would be acrobatics.
Okay.
Both have the same bonus, it looks like.
I'm Jackie Chan it.
All right.
Darrogate is crushed.
Not crushed. But as you go to dodge out of the way, another panicked individual bumps into you, causing you to stumble, and you are hit, and your path is blocked as people are panicking and fleeing, and that direction is cut off. You do take, I'm going to say, 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So go ahead and deduct that from your hit point total. As a beam falls on your shoulder. Now, currently, your path is completely blocked, and people are panicking and fleeing all over the place. And even the building next to the one that just collapsed into the street is now blazing as well.
Okay. Can I Misty Step again? Is there
Can.
Okay, I'm just going to look in my general direction to travel towards the water, and the safest spot I see. I'm going to
say, yeah. You are now on the right side of the street, and you could. What you need is line of sight. That's what you don't currently have to get over this. So you could try to use an acrobatics to jump and grab onto a balcony, or perhaps convince someone to help you boost you up.
Okay.
or any other way you can think to scramble up and find.
Sure. So if I look around, is there like something easy that I can sort of climb up to look out that looks like I don't know. Jumping up
there's
some balconies.
So there is
Maybe.
there's like a what you need is you need at least probably 6-7 feet of height.
Okay. Well, okay. This is ridiculous, but I'm going to look to the nearest tall person I see, and I'm going to charm them into sitting on their shoulders. Would that give me enough height? Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to do that, and I see this tall bloke, and I go over to him, and hey buddy, let me climb up on your shoulders right quick, and that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to orient myself so I can see.
All amount of
Misty step out.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have the stuff to do this.
Yes. I'm just going to let you know. You have a cantrip that would give you a +2 to your roll.
Okay, so you think I should use friends?
Yep.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and use friends. Don't need to do it for very long. It lasts for a minute. That's probably long enough. Okay.
So you find a pretty large guy. And go ahead and make your persuasion roll. Boom! You didn't even need the +2. You convince him. You give him some story about someone being trapped just on the other side of the debris, and he just kind of he looks at you and he's just confused by everything. He's like the biggest guy in the area, and he bends down, makes a stirrup with his feet, and thrusts you up as you clamber onto his shoulder, and you get your vision and disappear in a puff of silvery mist on the other side, running across the debris with a clear line of sight to the docks. All right. With that, as you guys are headed towards the docks and the place that you had decided to meet up, back over towards Kraz and Regic, as you guys are fleeing and the guards are pushing your way into the out of the inn, both of you make a perception roll. Okay, Regic. Or sorry, not Regic. Kraz. On the other side of the alley, you spot Rendra, a cloaked figure, and the halfling who brought them out. They're sitting in the alleyway, watching, trying to remain hidden as people are kind of just rampaging around them. You spot them across the courtyard. I mean, they're far. They're like, probably 40-50 feet. But you spy Rendra. You see her peering out, watching, and she definitely sees you and Regic surrounded by guards.
Well, she doesn't. She has not seen Lord Ermenard, so she wouldn't recognize me. But she would recognize Hadim, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot you swapped. You were not Lord Ermenard with her, were you?
Who
were
Gorlag.
you?
Gorlag.
You were Gorlag. Okay. So you spot them, and she's just kind of looking, and then as soon as she sees,
Hadim.
as soon as she sees Hadim, she motions back and grabs the shoulder of the halfling who's in front, who nods vigorously that he has also seen Hadim. I am assuming you guys have not dropped the link.
Correct. Well, we were using it in chat.
Oh.
Question for you, or a couple questions for you. But first,
Mhm.
I say, like the 6 o'clock, or well, I guess I'd say like 2 o'clock or whatever, to have to Regic. Situation question: are we being actively held or led? Like, are we just like walking in front while manacled, or?
Yes.
Okay. How close is the mob and Ruckus to us?
Oh, it's all around you. You guys are the soldiers are actively having to beat them away, and even to an extent, Masana and Zel-Ott are having to step in to fend off the guards. Masana unleashes some spell. There is this green scorching ray that she blasts someone heading towards you, who immediately begins sicking up immediately, just being violently ill, as she sends this greenish ray towards him and yells, "Back! Back!"
I would like to time something. So, Regic and I, in our link as we were walking out, what we had talked about is finding the right moment of the crowd to both, and at my word, jump into the crowd in different directions, if possible. Yeah, so I would wait for a moment where there's like a bulbous portion of the crowd encroaching a little too closely.
Okay.
And just launch I don't need to even stay. I want to hit people in the crowd with my body and fall in a tumble into a dog pile of some sort. So that is a goal.
Okay. Are you guys trying to time this simultaneously, where you're both doing it?
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
the plan was the moment he bolts is going to distract them for like a nanosecond, and I'm going to bolt in the opposite direction. Like, so it's
Okay.
going to be kind of staggered, but literally like a half a second
Boom, boom.
stagger, if that.
Okay.
So the action that I have planned is something that would fit in a single action. So a move. I have an action and a bonus action I would use all at once,
Okay.
sort of thing.
All
I
right.
don't know if we have to go into initiative or whatever to make it happen.
Well, it depends. It depends on what exactly you're doing, right? Because your hands are currently manacled, so anything
Okay.
spell-wise that would require a somatic component
Mm-hmm.
could be hindered.
So
What
here,
are you-
I will describe my plan.
Okay.
When I want to launch myself into the crowd, like I said, at that moment. So I want to spot someone that is very skinny and thin and small, medium-sized person, someone that I can switch to, right? So I want to launch myself, and as I hit the crowd, I want to shape change into that person, because I have large wrists at the moment, like a fatter wrist, so I can slip out and say the word that causes my shift weave to turn into my travel garb. So that's the bonus action. Is the shift weave.
That's the bonus action.
Yeah, shift weave, and that's a word. Shape change is my action, and moving is jumping into the crowd.
Okay. All right. So here's how I'm going to work this. You're going to roll opposed initiatives to just see who gets the jump on who, because while you're not being like actively held by them and there's a lot of distraction, you could be grabbed before you have a chance. So I will have both of you and I'll just tell you what to roll. Regic, you're going to roll a 1d20 plus 2. Matt, you're also 1d20 plus 2.
How do we do that
So,
again?
if you go down to the chat window, you can hit the d20 and then hit the plus sign 2 times. And it should give you a plus 2 bonus, and then you just hit roll.
Damn it! Okay, Regic. What's your dex, Matt? My dex is a +2. 15 is the total.
What's your dex, Regic?
+2, 15.
Okay. So the Kalishtar with Kraz rolled a 10 and has a lower dex. So Kraz, you will act before them. The Kalishtar with Regic rolled a 17 and has a lower dex. So Regic, you will go before them.
Oh my god.
Thank you, baby
not.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm just going to screenshot this because this is crazy.
8 pound baby Jesus.
Right. Okay.
That's hilarious.
So, Kraz. As you guys are moving out, you're not going very fast. But you are heading the way you guys are heading, Rindra, Elisana, and the Halfling are you're going to pass them on your left. Which direction are you going, Kraz?
Right.
Okay. As you guys are going, you guys made good progress, but the further you get, the more involved Masana and Zel-Ott have to be in keeping the mob at bay. You can even see or sense that even the Kalishtar themselves are getting distracted because they're moving, like they're keeping within touch distance and they're touching you often, but they're not like holding on to you. And you see your moment as the crowd surges, not even moving towards them, just being pushed like a wave into your group. You have your moment. Describe what happens, Matt.
All right. I in the link I say now, and what I do is I launch myself shoulder first into a weak point in the crowd. So I kind of go between a couple of people, and I just careen to the ground with some other folks. And as I'm falling, I speak my word, and my clothes shift, and I shift into a thin woman, and my hands, hopefully, I try to slip them out of the manacles so those clatter on the ground, and I become someone else in appearance and clothing.
Okay.
So rolling around in this pile. Now it's not a person that is in the crowd that I'm looking at. It's someone that I scoped out on the way.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you are seeing this now. Regic, you cast Disguise Self, correct?
Yep.
And so you were wearing Hadim's clothes.
Right.
What are you wearing underneath Hadim's clothes apart from the Disguise Self?
Not a goddamn thing. Oh.
It was just my traveling clothes as Regic.
Okay. So as Kraz whispers to you or sends to you telepathically, now.
So I'm
What
gonna
will you do?
I'm gonna bolt in the opposite direction. Like Kraz did, shrink my hands to drop the manacles. I'm gonna go probably about 10 or 15 feet and shift to the beggar I had been earlier in the day, and dispel my my clothing spell, and just run haul ass. Yep.
Okay.
Just fight my way through the crowd and haul ass. And when I get to
Real quick,
I'm looking for an alleyway.
there. Hold on. You're not there yet. You're getting ahead of yourself. All right. So as you guys are doing that, both of the Kalishtar realize just too late what's happening as Kraz shoves his way into that opening at just the right time. She reaches for you, and shortly after that, Regic bolts exactly the opposite way. Both of you are going to get your inspiration points back, so please toggle those back on.
Bing bong bing.
Happily.
You guys, Matt, you're down in the pig pile, basically, that you helped to create. The manacles are lying on the ground. Regic, in order for you to try to get through that crowd, you're going to have to roll a very, a somewhat challenging athletics.
Oh boy, that's my weakest one.
To just shove your way. So I'm going to say it is going to get free of the crowd. Now, if you're trying to like push your way through the crowd, you're going to have to make a DC 14. If instead you want to lose yourself in the crowd, like Kraz has done, that would be a lower difficulty. But I would say, give me, it just that would stop the progress that you were making.
Well, I mean, for now, like I said, I'm only going about 15 feet before I shift, so that'll be like me losing myself in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So, athletics.
You want to do a DC 14 athletics?
I'll try. Oh.
So all that means is that you're not moving beyond the crowd. You're milling in with the crowd, right? It doesn't necessarily mean. It just means you're still close by, same as Kraz.
Yeah, well, as long as I'm
that wave,
I'm relatively out of sight. I want to shift. That's all. My main goal: shift my appearance and dispel my spell and get the cuffs off me.
Okay, which you are able to do. As you guys make your move and the crowd surges in, you hear the Kalishtar cry out, "They're gone! They're gone!" You hear Misana swearing and shoving her way, shoving people back. In fact, with one person, she just unleashes a spell and just straight up kills him.
Do I see this?
As she unleashes a powerful blast of magic, and he just freezes and falls with blood coming out of his eyes and nose.
Can I make an action? A verbal action?
A verbal action?
Oh, I just want to yell something out.
Let me finish. So as that is happening, right as you're pushing your way through the crowd, the Kalishtar cry out, and two of the soldiers fall to the mob. Now, go ahead.
I'm gonna scream as loud as I can. Murderers! They're murderers! They just killed that man! Get them!
Oh.
Right. Roll me a persuasion.
Hello.
Oh yeah. As you start shouting out, as soon as Masana unleashed her magic against the rioter, you hear another curse out of her, and immediately the four of them come together, and almost like this back to back, everyone watching a quadrant. The four of them just smoothly come together with their backs to each other as they're scanning the crowd and fighting people off, and start pushing their way with the captain, who's the only soldier left standing. They just start bolting and moving their way. And this time, they're not even bothering to hold back. They are unleashing everything they can. The two Kalishtar, one of them has a wicked-looking short sword and a dagger, the female, and the male has a scimitar. And the both Masana and Zel-On are wielding magic and sending their force of will towards the rioters, clearing away.
So they are officially egressing, right?
Oh yeah. Now at this
So-
point, Matt, you are Kraz, you're probably able to stand up as the crowd is surging. You went right opposite Rajic. What are you guys trying to do now?
Since he gave me heads up to where our Cloud Song friends were, I'm gonna head in that direction.
Okay.
And I want to make my way indescriptly in that direction as well.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Yeah.
When I get close enough to them, I'm gonna shift back into Hadim, so they know it's me and not the bum that I picked earlier.
Okay. So as they are heading, as you guys are heading towards them now. Granted, you're shifting back to Hadim?
Only when I'm like within 10 feet. I don't want to give it away till I get close enough.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't make my way toward the our contacts until the crowd and the four had moved on a little bit. I don't want it to be obvious to where they stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait.
Wait.
As soon as they start like using lethal force and not just like pushing people back, the crowd loses a lot of its fervor. So as they start carving their way literally through the crowd, people back off and they're able to make it out fairly quickly.
Okay. Yeah, then to the women.
Okay.
The halfling.
Now, okay, and just so you know, Regic, you can just change your face, right? You don't have to change your entire appearance.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, Hadim's kind of chubby, so I have to
yeah.
get.
Okay. So you switch back to Hadim, who
Yep.
they saw when they first met. And as soon as you do, and as soon as you start heading towards their way, you can see that Rindra turns from apprehensive, as someone is clearly approaching them, to flat out relieved as she recognizes you, and quickly motions for you to join them in the alley.
And I will shuffle rather quickly towards their direction.
Now, the crowd has followed, albeit at a distance, the servitors as well as the captain of the guards. So a lot of people left are either wounded, wailing, dying, dead, or just shell-shocked as they all but blasted their way through the mob. What are you doing, Kraz?
I approached the alleyway as well,
Okay.
as the young woman. And
All right.
and I say, Hadim, to the docks, now. And I look to the women, and the half, and I guess the halfling. I say, and follow us.
And you shifted back to Hadim, or not Hadim?
No, I'm the woman, but I spoke to Hadim first, and I said Hadim to the docks. And I looked to the woman. I said, follow us.
But who are you shifted as?
I am.
He's the woman.
I am the woman still. The young human woman that I
A
shifted
lady.
into the crowd.
Oh, okay.
You should get into my consort.
Okay. Oh, have the tables have turned.
Oh, turntables.
Yes. Okay. So they dash off, following you guys as you make your way.
Her name
towards
should
the
be
docks.
Houdinia because she can get out of handcuffs.
All right.
I'm gonna say. Well, I guess let's just get to the docks
Okay.
as fast as possible.
Okay. So you guys make your way. Hold on 1 second. I just gotta upload these. Okay. Okay. All right. So you guys are making your way back towards the docks. The other three of you, as you actually, aw. There it is. Okay. So as the three of you, so Derogate, you make your way via the street. Aragnis and Jordan, you guys are able to make your way, even though you headed east. You are able to make your way. Now, you don't come across any more of the measles. You don't see anyone who is obviously, looking for you, because it's kind of pandemonium as soon as you guys step in. And not just that, but you see there are several naval vessels that are burning. But you even see up above, like probably, a good 5 to 10 stories are the airship docks. And where those are, you even see some of those. Like there is an actual ship that is burning. It is surrounded not by a ring of flame. So this is not an airship controlled by a fire elemental, but rather there's a crystal, like a giant glowing crystal in the back with this bluish purple aura, but the ship itself is burning. There's flames on the deck. There are flames coming from the hull and things like that. So far, most of those seem to be okay. There's not a lot of a lot more of the naval vessels are in trouble or burning, simply because there's more access to them. There's a whole rigging or sky carts that will take you up to the airships, and there's a little bit more of the ability for the guards. In addition to this, the airships are infinitely more expensive than the naval vessels, both due to the type of wood that is used, as well as the equipment that allows the harnessing of the air elemental. So at this point, you guys will have to make your way, dodging past, and between the two of you, you are able to kind of force your way towards the meeting point where you guys are finally able to meet up with Darrow Gate. So after you guys were split, you are now able to meet back up.
Barely got out of there with our lives.
Dodgy.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
We need to get out of the city.
Well, we need to find the others.
We do need to find the others. We should probably find a place, where we can see them if they approach, where we're also out of the way. Like...
Yeah, I mean, what's around us right now, Nate?
Other than, the burning vessels, there's still a lot, right? There are shops, there are factories and buildings that service and maintain the fleets. There are government buildings. There's a lot more soldiers near where the dockmaster and things like that are, as well as the entrance to the air docks, the airship docks. So there's still a lot that is somewhat safe and protected, but there are still people just running around in groups of people, running around. Now, you guys have probably found, more of a out of the way alley or corner, next to a shop, and just keeping a lookout and, threatening and, turning people away as they come to you. But it is a lot of chaos. There's a lot going on.
Right. Now, we know the location of the bar that... Ooh, pardon me, Kraz and Regic were going to, right? We know where that is?
Yep, you do.
Alright, so an option is, discussing things amongst the group. One option is we could try and go back in that direction and see if we can locate them. Realistically, they're probably trying to go back to the safe house to find us.
That's a tough call. We had so much
wait
trouble.
out here and hope we get lucky for a while until things quiet down and change plans again.
It might be good to wait. The path I came, there are literally burning buildings that are collapsing in the street. So it's not really...
Yeah, it's pretty rough in there.
So, I mean, is there a place, Nate, that we can sort of decide to hole up in? Unoccupied warehouse or something that people have fled that we can hide out in for a good few hours?
I would say where you guys currently are, I mean, you're not in view of a lot of people, and no one's really coming over here. Where you guys currently are is probably about the safest place you could be right now, short of exposing yourself into the crowd again in order to search for a better spot. So while you guys are meeting up,
all right, then can I get, I don't know, is it realistic that I can climb a wall or anything and get on a roof and have a
Have a
high
better
ground
advantage.
advantage or
Yeah.
anything and look around?
Yeah,
All right, we'll do
absolutely.
that discreetly.
Especially, either getting assistance from Aragnis or, Derogate or both. Absolutely. You would be able to scramble up above them onto a roof.
I'll boost
Now,
you.
while you guys are doing that, because I know it already is 10:30. While you guys are doing that, Regic and Kraz, as you guys are also making your way north towards the docks area, Rindra is talking to Hadim. She's running alongside him and she's pleading with him. We must go now. Now is the time. We cannot stay here any longer. If we do not leave this city now and take advantage of the chaos, I can pilot a ship, but we must act now.
So that, well, that's where we're heading. Right to the docks right now. That's where the ships are, the airships. That's the direction we're going. We're gonna get there. We have to meet up with our friends, as long as they survived. But yes, that's where we're going right now. It's to the docks. Just hold tight.
Is the safe house on the way? Oh, sorry.
What's that?
Is the safe house on the way? Because I know we were 2 blocks away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it's north of you guys.
As we're headed, as we get nearby, I will split from the group and go check the safe house for our compatriots if it's.
Okay.
The building's on fire, so I assume I would immediately come back.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
It is a wreckage. The whole second floor has collapsed where that like apartment is, and while the back end of the structure is still standing, the whole front is just decimated.
I don't even approach or get near it if I see that it is damaged. So
yeah.
I would just say to Regic, who probably sees it as well, I would say, they're dead or gone, or they're dead or waiting at the docks.
I said, let's hope they're waiting, but I'm not waiting for them. Let's go.
All right. Jordan, you are able to boost yourself up onto the top of the scene, or onto the top of the roof, and you can see from where you're at that there is a solid line of guards blocking the entrance to the walkways, the ladders, the stairs, the switchback stairs that make their way up towards the platforms that service the airships. The first level is probably 3 stories above, but it goes all the way up to 10 stories where the largest airships are docked. You see that there are there are no people going up and down the stairs, although there seem to be people on that top level as you're looking up. Roll me a perception, Jordan. God, I am losing my voice.
God.
Fucking rolls tonight are so bad.
Okay. So, you're looking out. I'm gonna say, yeah.
Just have one thing to add. I mean, if I'm kind of looking for our people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would know that
you're up.
they may not necessarily look like themselves all the time. So I'm really looking for anybody who's going against the flow of traffic.
Right. Well, unfortunately, there's a lot.
Okay.
As a lot of people continue to stream into the docks, either looking for safety or looking for a way to escape the city, or looking for more mayhem, plunder, and destruction.
Yeah.
So you are perched. You are running there. Back to Kraz and Regic. Rindra is continuing to talk to you, Regic, as she says, they will have the access will be guarded and blocked. They will treat it very seriously. No one will be allowed. We must grab a coach, a sky coach. It is the only way to get to the top. That must be our main priority when we reach the docks.
I'm gonna stop moving, put
Okay.
my hands on her arms rather firmly, and say, "Calm down. We're not gonna get anywhere with panic. I understand what you're saying. We're gonna find the coach. For now, I just need to find my friends, and then we can come up with a plan. Do you understand that? Can you calm down for me?"
Give me a persuasion roll, sir.
Oh my fucking god! I lose my inspiration. I got one left. Fuck
No,
it.
no, no.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's opposed.
So irritated with the rolls tonight.
Really bad. Really bad.
She looks at you uncertainly and just nods her head, and continues running. Like she takes off because she can see that the girl that they're following, aka Kraz, has kind of stopped to look and see what the heck you guys stopped for as you all continue to run. You guys eventually make it to where you can see the docks, and the ships burning are putting up huge black clouds of smoke as the oiled wood, the timber that finally caught is just leaking this oily black putrid smoke, blocking out the sky. The entire scene of the docks is just pandemonium as you guys watch in or enter into the sea. There's tons of people here, tons of people fleeing, but you can quickly see immediately that there are a line of city guards blocking the staircase entrance to, on both sides of the docks, to the air docks above.
I'm gonna look at Kraz and I'm gonna say, all right, if our boys are here, I guarantee you they have eyes on these guards. So look around anywhere that has, that's facing this line of guards. That's where they'll be. And I'm gonna start scanning for, scanning the dock fronts, whatever, for any recognizable faces.
Same here.
Can I roll stealth?
Why would you roll stealth now, you freaking jerk?
Fucker.
This will be the one time you roll a fucking 20 and I roll a 2.
Oh my god. Holy pits. Holy pits.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Okay. Alright. But it is actually a serious question, Pitts. Are you trying to stay out of sight, or are you trying to remain
Standing up there waving a
conspicuous?
flag, you know?
Okay, you want to be seen.
I'm probably laying down prone at the edge of the roof line, something like that. I mean, it's not. I'm being
All right.
discreet.
Regic and Kraz, roll me a perception, please.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Regic, you were able to spot Jordan almost immediately. He's pretty far away.
I'll take Crass and point
He
to him.
is
Say, let's go.
closer. All right, so if you were facing the lake, which you currently are, lake would be north. Well, technically the lake is west, but we're going to just say. All right, so we've been calling it north the whole time. I'm just going to keep it simple. So you're facing the lake. Jordan will be on your left. And you are closest to the switchback stairs on the right. But you guys see Jordan, and in between you two is not only a mob, but there is a wedge of soldiers making their way into the area from the main street. Regic, you also spot Masana and Zel-Ot accompanying the soldiers, forcing their way into the dock.
Well, I'm gonna say back, everybody back. We need to hide. And I'm gonna point to Masana. I'll say that's trouble right there. We need to stay in the shadows and work our way to Jordan. We gotta do our best to avoid being seen. With that note, I'm gonna shift back into the beggar.
Okay. Jordan, did you do anything to signal Jordan?
Yep.
No, I meant Red.
I don't know what I could possibly do. I mean, we're at a point where if we
hold on 1 second, Regic. Yeah, he is greater than 30 feet, so you could not form a telepathic link with him.
You know what I was thinking I'm going to do, actually? I got a plan.
Okay.
So, I'm going to reach down to my pack and grab my bedroll, and I'm going to create a kind of a tunnel, and I'm going to put the crystal in my bag inside the bedroll, and then cast my light cantrip on the crystal, and try to shine it in the eyes like a laser pointer at Jordan.
Bedroll.
You want to roll a perception? I can screw this up.
Light. What is the radius of the light? I'm gonna say you would probably know, because light I think is only 20 feet bright. Is that correct?
Yep. But like I said, I'm using it as like a laser pointer, so like...
Right, but here's the thing. There's burning ships in between you. If it was like pitch black everywhere, you would have no problems doing that. But it would be very, very difficult. You would need a 25 DC 25 perception to see that. You're welcome to try, Jordan, but it would be very difficult because it's just not a very bright light. Like even with the crystal.
How far away
I'll
is
do it for
Jordan?
like 10 seconds and I'll keep moving. And I'll
Okay.
dispel the spell. Jesus fucking Christ, this is ridiculous.
How far away is he?
He's
Thereabouts?
he's probably about
100.
no, probably close to 240 feet. But he's on a roof. There's not many people that are just chilling on a roof.
Shoot him with the crossbow.
Yeah.
240 feet?
I mean, I see him, but yeah, the things that I could use to signal are going to be too far away. So
Okay.
we have to make our way that direction.
I mean, there are things that
I see
Regic
them.
could use.
Is there more
But
opportunity
it
that I
wouldn't
would
be
see
able-
them moving?
Well, are you moving or are you staying?
Who's that question for?
Regic and Kraz.
Yeah,
we have to move.
Moving toward Jordan, yeah. Away from the guards, right? The guards are on our right. Jordan on our
Guards
left.
are on your left.
Oh, and Jordan on our left.
They're going to be in between you and Jordan eventually. They've still got to make their way through the crowd.
Oh, shit. Okay, I had pictured it different. Sorry, I didn't listen appropriately, I guess.
Understand how you could have messed this up, Matt.
Yeah, I know. Everything's falling apart. No,
I have to think less of you now.
Mm-hmm.
30 feet. It's all 30 feet.
I can't cast any of my spells.
I asked Regic, how far can you speak to someone's mind?
30 feet. I gotta be within 30 feet.
Damn it.
Everyone roll. Regic and Kraz, roll a perception.
Yep.
This is fucking ridiculous.
I guess we go away from Jordan.
Kraz. You actually do see you actually see that there is a sky coach. And what is a sky coach? They're very common in places like Sharn, a city that is literally built with just nothing but level after level after level. They are basically air taxi. Very similar to the elemental airships, but a much simpler, easy design, and can be piloted by mage rights. It does not require a dragon mark.
Okay.
However, we have two dragon marks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you spot one that is nearby. However, it does look like it's being guarded by what look like might be not street toughs, not like bouncers, but bruisers.
Kind of private enforcers.
Yeah, private enforcers, exactly.
Would I know how to pilot one?
Heck no.
Okay.
But you did overhear, I'm assuming. I mean, how far was everyone? Because Rendra kept telling, as you guys were running, Rendra kept telling Regic that they needed a sky coach.
Yeah, no, I was close.
I didn't even know what the hell a sky barge was till just now.
Yeah. Okay. I say to Rendra, is that your sky coach?
She turns, looks, and she stops and says, "Yes, that is it. If we can get that, we can go to the top, and we should be able to take the crew with the four of us." As she continues to say that, she looks determined, but not convinced.
Well, let's get to the coach, and we'll figure out what's next. There's someone we have to pick up.
All right. So again, I'm not going to go through a combat, but what can you guys do to either distract, overcome, or overwhelm the guards in order to get access to the sky coach? You have a lot at your disposal. You're changelings and can change shift.
The only thing I can do is intimidate. I'm tapped out of spells, so.
Here's what I would suggest. I would let, they're just guarding it. They're not like holding it or on it or anything, right?
Correct.
I would want to cast invisibility on Rendra so she can get by them to get onto the sky coach, and just take it away without them
Either that, or I can shape change into look like a guard captain myself, and we can try to. I can try to intimidate them to give me the carriage. But whatever you think is best.
I think if we can get her
Rendra,
to pick us.
first question: Are
Yeah.
you discussing this openly?
Yes, this is a group discussion.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
So-
okay, let's.
Rendra says to you, "I can be quiet. That will work.
You can pick us up.
Yes."
Does she have to go up any levels, or is it just she just has to sneak by?
Nope. She would just have to sneak by.
Okay. Then I think that's our option. With the least amount of damage. If you could be quiet.
She looks towards Regic or Hadim, and she says, "I can do this."
All right, I trust you.
All right.
I'm gonna burn my invisibility spell on her.
Okay.
And I point out where we'll be waiting. Perhaps a roof of another spot.
Yep, you guys could do that. You could plan that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing you can do is this is an opportunity where you guys could help her roll.
With a distraction of some sort. That was my.
Yep.
The other thing that I wanted to do was use prestidigitation for a sound that is near the guards, but not. But that's there. I have to be 10 feet away, so never mind. I can't do that. Oh, are there? What's the lighting situation near the guards?
I mean, it's very illuminated. That was part of the problem with what Regic was trying to do. Is there's fires, there's torches, there's a lot of illumination.
And could I get within 60 feet? Like, is it really crowded? And I can get within 60 feet of them, or is it not? Is it less crowded closer to them?
You could, there's a lot of people near them. There's people well within, I would say 20, 30 feet. Anyone that comes closer than, say, like 10, 15 feet gets told in no uncertain terms that they need to get the, hell out.
All right. So here's what I want to do, or what I'm suggesting. So as she goes in for the invisibility thing, I would like to get close enough to cast Control Flames on a light source that's right near the guards, opposite where she's going to be approaching, and turn the light into a vivid blue or something as a means of distraction. So that's my thought.
Turn the light vivid blue near them?
Yep.
Okay.
Just to draw their attention.
Is that a
cause
spell?
commotion. It's a spell, Control Flames.
I'm still going to have you roll a deception roll as your check in order to see if you can beat a DC 10.
Hey-o.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Okay, so that will get her a +2 to her roll.
Okay. 0. And she has advantage,
She rolls a
right?
3.
Right? She has advantage because she is invisible. Is that true?
Ooh, good point.
Or-
Okay, and then...
All right.
Okay, so she has, with advantage, she has rolled a 21.
Nice.
Now, these are professional guardsmen, so they're a little observant.
Profesh.
Those weren't public rolls, were they?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
All 20s?
She has no problems No, the highest was a 19. But
Jesus.
21 beats that. Everything else was below a 9.
Nice.
Par for the
So
course tonight.
par for the course tonight. Okay. So all right. So she is able to slip in. Now, of course, you guys can't see her. But you do see on the back side, the far, far back, as you're kind of looking at. Now, you guys are making your way to a roof or a high place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you do that, and you're just kind of peeking, the back end of the barge opens and closes quietly. It's still somewhat open, and nothing happens for a while. Like nothing. And you guys are just sitting there, like tensely waiting. When eventually, it lifts and charges straight through, causing the guards to scatter. Now, as it rises, you can see that hanging out is a rope ladder which Rendra has secured. As the coach banks, now it doesn't require a lot of like velocity to turn, so it goes out and lifts up, rises, and moves its way towards you guys with the trailing ladder. Now, all right, so those are public rolls. Go ahead, Pitts. Jordan, give me a perception.
Oh,
That's really hard to miss, so I'm going to say that makes it. You see the airship, and actually, I don't even need to have you roll because your passive perception is more than enough to see the
Good. Let's go. Let's go
come
with anything
out,
we don't have to roll tonight.
and bank over. Now immediately you see 3 individuals scrambling up a rope ladder.
I get out my superior longbow and I shoot them all. Okay.
All right. Are you gonna tell or you relay any?
I'm gonna see if I can like
Actually,
wave.
I'm gonna say that.
I'm gonna guess all eyes are on this thing, so now's a good chance to try and wave and see if I get a wave back. I'm gonna be bold. Hell with it.
Yes. So you guys, you see it, you wave. I'm gonna say Jordan, not Jordan, Aragnis and Derogate. You guys also see the airship. You also see 4 individuals making their way. All right. You guys make it into the sky coach, and Rendra begins to immediately bank upwards
Okay.
and towards the closer docks, the entrance to the docks.
I say we still have to pick someone up, or I say we still have to pick someone up, and I point in. Oh, I drop the invisibility shit, of course, whenever she picks us up. But I point toward the roof where Jordan was.
She quickly banks. Jordan, you see this ship after the 3 people started. You see it suddenly bank and start heading directly for you with a rope ladder hanging down.
Great. So, I'm going to get the rope out of my bag and chuck it down and try and help these guys get up on the roof.
Okay.
It's time to go. Our ride's here.
You're looking out the window, frantically sitting behind. Rindra is in the driver's seat, the pilot's seat. Elisana made her way to the co-pilot seat, and you guys are just hanging on their, gripping their headrests as tight as you can, looking out the window, pointing her where to go. You are now within 30 feet to Jordan, Regic.
I'm gonna yell, "Move your asses! It's time to go!"
All right, Jordan, you immediately know that's Regic. They're in there.
Find the ladder.
Derogate, Ragnus, you guys make your way, and as you guys are mounting, you see guards charging towards your direction. Now they're 150 feet away. There's crowds in between, but they are massive surge of guards heading your way as you climb into the ship.
Can I do something real quick?
You can.
So while they're doing their thing, trying to climb up, I'm going to actually use this spell I got, this cantrip,
Hurt everyone.
called Mold Earth, and I'm going to turn terrain to rough terrain in between the house that they're climbing on the roof and the guards.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very nice.
Imagine I have probably 30 seconds, a minute or so to just keep casting the spell over and over again to turn the terrain rough.
All right.
She's being a pain in the butt.
Aww.
Doggy. I don't know, do you guys see her? She sticks her head up on my lap and stuff. She's trying to eat my apple pie.
Okay. As you use your spell, you immediately see several of the guards who are just running out trip and fall, and it causes a bit of a cascade as they're running kind of in a line, but there are some behind, and you see about at least a dozen guards either get slowed significantly or downright trip and fall. Shortly after, you can see that there are spells, crossbow bolts flying towards you. As soon as a bolt of fire nearly hits the coach, Rindra immediately banks, even with Derogate and Aragnus holding onto the rope ladder. I need both of you to give me a strength check.
Oh God! Oh
I hope
Jesus
you have
Christ!
inspiration.
Can we try and pull the ladder up and get them close to help so we can pull them in?
Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
thank God.
Oh, Derogate
Offer
saved.
aid.
Ragnus.
Yeah.
Yes!
Jesus.
There it is. Okay.
Thematically, I will be returning fire with Eldritch Blast
Okay.
at the I'm assuming
So-
it's the servitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also city guard as well. As bolts of fire, crossbow bolts are heading your way, and Kraz is in the back launching Eldritch Blast, while Jordan and Regic are trying to haul up the rope ladder as fast as they can. You guys head in the Sky Coach, and she immediately heads for the tallest. Kraz, you didn't even give me a token for what you are.
No.
So I'm just going to set you as Gorlag. What do you want to be?
Just put me as changeling.
Okay. Oops, not that.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to shift back to Regic because there's no point in hiding anymore.
Okay.
They already know who I am.
Regic is-
Kraz.
Okay, so as the as the airship docks, you have bring your tokens. The cart makes it to the top, but where you guys are, as soon as you get up there, you can see immediately that there are okay, so bring it in over here. So with Elisana and Rindra behind, you guys are charging across. There is smoke causing you can barely even see the ground below, but there are places at the dock that are completely and utterly engulfed in flame. One of the airships has already fallen to the ground in pieces. That's one of the big things you can make out from down below, because it's a massive gout of flame. As you guys are racing, there are guards, but there are people attacking them, and Rindra points towards the edge of the docks. Go, that one! As you see, not quite, it is not the Cloud Song, but there are several guards kind of standing in the way as you guys are making your way towards the ship. And a lot of them are either trying to extinguish fires or something, and you can see that there are people on the airship. And Rindra just asks, "What do we do? We have to hurry."
They're either coming with us or they're staying put. One or the other.
We run. They're distracted. Perhaps we could make it.
Yeah, haul ass in that direction, where she pointed.
All right, so you guys are just running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I sent you a message just so you know.
Yeah. I
Okay.
I know. Thank you.
Yep. All right. As you guys are rushing towards the gate, as you get close, several other soldiers step to the way, because at the end of this dock itself, over here, is the airship. So you guys are free to move up to about here or here, as the two closer to you are not paying you any mind. However,
Oh.
as you get to about this spot over here, they're going to challenge you.
Well, I am gonna shape change as we head forward.
Okay.
I will change into a Warforged. The one that we Val-Ot, is that
Zel-Ot.
Zal-Ot? And I'd like to lead the way if
Session?
possible. Yeah.
Okay.
I will turn into the female. What was her name again?
Masana, I think.
And I will use
Masana.
my last first level spell I have left. My last spell in my inventory. To change my clothing to look like her clothing.
Oh man. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Oops, wrong place.
Arachnus, no!
God's sake. I'm just gonna leave you as a. Warforged, and we're just gonna say that you take the identity of Masana. So as you guys rush up with both Rendra and I'm gonna put them about here so you guys can be in front of them. So as you guys rush up towards the gates, what do you say? What do you do? Jordan, I'm going to get you off of the scary blender thing that you might fall through. All right. The guard approaches you and just says, "Halt!
Clear
There's
the
no
way
access
and
here."
clear the way."
By whose authority?
By the power
By the
of
12.
By the power of the 12, we say in unison.
By the 12's authority.
I want both of you to roll a deception, please.
Oh
Now,
no.
when you shape change, you will match the person perfectly, including the timbre of their voice, the tone of their voice. So you will speak like them. However, you may not speak exactly like them, and that is where the deception comes into play.
Mm.
Have
Fucking
advantage.
Nope. The one up top recognizes Regic, and both of them kind of snap to attention and turn to you and look and say, "We were told that these ships to allow none on board."
You dare to question the will of the 12? What is your name, soldier?
He just kind of stiffens, and the one up north, across from this walkway with railing, he says, I know them. They are arbiters. Let them through."
When he said let them through, I'll start walking with a purpose forward.
Okay. He gets as close to the railing as he can, and just kind of slides over as you guys walk past the guards and board the ship. And unlike the ship from before, which had a flame ring, this one is clearly an air elemental, as it has the glowing blue and purple crystal situated at the rear of the vessel.
Mm.
As you guys make your way, there's a crew who greets you and says, what is the meaning of this?
I'll say, look down there. Do you see that city? It is burning on fire. We are leaving now.
Not without the captain, we're not.
I'll say, we have a new captain now. Is that clear?
By whose authority? Who are you? Now, you guys do still have your documentation.
Mm-hmm. But
it would have your names.
Right, exactly. So that's not super useful.
Well, I mean, if they studied it closely, yes.
Ink paper?
Yeah, I'll pull out.
You could.
It's dark. It's smoky. I'll pull out the
It's dark
papers.
and smoky. You could try to do a sleight of hand to cover anything you didn't want them to read. But I don't know if that's a good skill for either of you.
Well,
I could. Yeah, that is a good skill for me. Well,
yeah, but you look like a signature too, so.
Do you have
it's not-
inspiration?
it's not. I do.
Okay.
All right. I'll flash some papers. And hopefully not have to use.
No.
Well, here goes my inspiration. God damn it. We'll see.
The guard leans forward in the poor light, looks over the papers, looks up at you.
Should we to
looks
the
at
edge of the
papers
deck?
Again. What's that?
How close are we to the edge of the deck?
You're not very close. You are closer than he is.
I mean, can I grab him and throw him over? I mean, am I that close?
Well, it's a full. It's the ship has more than one person on it.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
There's quite a few. So as he looks at he looks at you, he looks back, and nods his head. Right, you say you've got a captain. Me and the boys, we'll be damn glad to get out of this fucking mess. Lads! Move it! We're leaving! As the crew scrambles, Rindra and Elisana look to you and dash towards the control room for the ship itself. As you guys are breaking away, Misana, Zelot, the twins, and a host of guards board the skywalk as your ship is leaving. Approach the guards, who immediately do an insane double take as they look at them, look to the ship, and point, and both Zelot and Misana turn to each other and shake their heads as they start shouting orders for pursuit. As your ship glides away.
Well, while that's happening, I want to look at Masana in the eyes, give her a little smile and a little toodaloo as you fly away.
All right. As your ship leaves, gaining altitude, from where you are, you can see just how far the devastation has spread. The main quarter of the city is not nearly as, like, the more government side, the higher end is far less burning, looting, but the Old Town, where you guys had met with Morag, was drastically just decimated. as the city burns. The lights light up, shining their glow across Lake Sire. And as the ship continues to climb, you guys see other ships, smaller ships, begin to launch in pursuit. And Rindra comes out and approaches the five of you and says to you, those vessels are much smaller. They will not be able to reach us. But I don't know how long we can keep the crew from seeing that we are being pursued. I suggest we handle them quickly.
How many people do you need to crew a ship?
She kind of looks at the five of you. If you're willing to help, I would say just a few more. However, if they have a Maidrite on board, we should do everything we can to persuade them to help us, because repairs and things like that, fear that may be beyond us.
How many people are on the ship right now that we know about?
You don't that you know about.
Yeah.
There's at least 5.
Okay.
And for the time being, they seem to just be focusing on their tasks.
I'm gonna turn to the boys to get us all together. I would say I have an idea, but I want to run it by you guys. I say we... Hold on a sec. I say we call everybody to the top deck, line up, explain to them that they've been hijacked, and it's time for them to jump overboard, and they have their Featherfall tokens. I'll make it safely. I think
they're sailors, right? They're not specifically armed. This wasn't a military ship that we grabbed, right?
I figure as long as we don't attack them and we call them up top and we get ourselves in formation around them, the intimidation alone will make them jump. We'll look,
how many people are we talking?
We don't know yet. We need to do it. Either way, they can't come with us. They can't. Once the sun comes up, they're gonna start seeing our faces. They're gonna know who we are, so they cannot stay with us.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea.
As long as we can, fly the ship and do the repairs that we need to be able to do, that she said are beyond us.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she just say that we need a Maidrite? Or we should
Yeah.
just
We'll see if there even is one on this ship.
Yeah, you don't know if there is one yet.
Well, rounding up the crew makes sense.
Okay.
Rindra nods to you all and she says, right now we are just trying to distance ourselves from the port. But where are we headed?
We could just tell them a version of the truth that someone is after us.
Well, the less they know, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna have them jump
They get
off,
picked up, they'll be interrogated sooner or later.
right? So the sooner we have them jump, the better, because the less they know. They don't know what direction we're heading in yet, because we're just heading away right now.
As for where we are headed, Zolenberg by way of Kraken Bay.
Rindra nods and rushes off to inform Elisana of their course.
I'll say before Rindra leaves, I'll say, Rindra, when I want you coming back with us when we do the thing, and I want you to point out who you want to stay, and who you want to throw.
Of course. As she rushes away to inform Elisana, you see 2 small ships launch. But so far, before you can no longer see, you don't see a vessel the size of yours launch. Meaning, you know that it's going to be difficult for the smaller ships, at least from what she said. It's going to be difficult from for the smaller ships to keep pace with this, and they're going all out speed. So you guys make it over Lake Sire before turning. You said, where did you want to go, Matt?
Zolenberg by way of Kraken Bay.
Zolenberg.
So south here.
Right. Oh yeah. So okay, so the course correction that she sets is due south. Keeping as much distance as she can between the wall of mists of the Mournlands. As the ship sails on, and you guys begin to gather the crew, this is where we'll leave us for tonight. Our next session will be after the new year, and I'll let everyone know the exact date.
Okay.
What if I'm
All right, boys. Good rolls tonight. We all did really well.
Nice job, everybody. Great rolls.
Veteran players right here, making the best of a tough situation.
Most likely, it will be Tuesdays. I think that's good with everyone to continue on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And so I'm just thinking that it would probably make sense to have our first game either on the 11th or the 18th of January. Does anyone have a preference?
I have no idea. That's a long time away.
You're right,
There's a long
exactly.
Say, one of those is probably fine.
I would prefer the earlier the better. But
Okay, so I'll look at.
Say we're
look
going to
at where our
maximize the
schedule
number
falls.
of meets we have in 2022.
There's a chance I'm going to be out of town.
Additionally,
I would guess it's the 18th.
for everyone that's currently playing, we are talking about doing one-shot or smaller campaign D&D games that don't require a lot of planning, that we can just do ad hoc. There'll be multiple GMs. So if you still want to play some D&D, that's not out of the question. And you're welcome to chime in. I would definitely recommend, if you do mute channels on Concordia Discordia, unmute the one-shots and we'll probably, and RPG General. Those would be the ones that you'd want to listen to. And if you are interested in playing and want to make a character for a one-shot or something like that, you are more than welcome to join us.
yeah, maybe that could be
Sounds
fun.
good.
All right.
I'm gonna stop the stream.
Yeah, go ahead, and thank you, everyone. I know we went way over, but I really, really appreciate you guys sticking
you.
with it. So thank
That was
you.
fun.
We all stayed away.